Hey, good morning. I think we're good to go. Let's see here. Microphone check. Bedhead check. How's it going, everyone? Hope you guys are doing okay. Lighting could be better. Gotta actually work on that. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. If you guys are unfamiliar with me, you're just kind of tuning in. I go by Mechanical Beanstalk. I'm a variety streamer who tries to do more like off-the-radar games. That is to say, stuff that is more like, retros that haven't had a spotlight shown on them in a while, or indie games, same thing, or, games that have like a very strong like modding community. They have like you can experience them in a variety of different ways through like a lot of like player created content. So yeah, that's the gist of it. Sundays have become kind of my unofficial Warhammer 40,000 day, right? We've been playing Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader for like the last like billion years since time began. But yeah, we made a concept for a space Viking King, who in the far off gothic future of Warhammer 40,000, where technology is archaic and almost mystical and life is cheap, there was a king who ruled a planet, like a kind of a feudal planet. Swords and sorcery and whatnot. It was destroyed by the nefarious devil-worshipping forces of chaos, but he and a few members of his civilization survive, and they were granted a war and trade, kind of like a license to be a privateering merchant prince in space, right? So the original concept was the Space Viking King would be a dual-wielding, kind of charismatic, Viking-like guy, almost like Game of Thrones, House Stark kind of thing. That's how I've kind of built him. He's been pretty good so far. Dual wielding like axe and mace. And yeah, I think we're getting close to the end of the game. I'm not sure how much more content we have. We've only done like half the first DLC, really. Did Kibla and the Bloodspun Web, the DLC quest and content, right? And the new player character, companion, right? But we haven't gotten into, I think, a lot of the Gene Stealer content. I'm not really sure if maybe I missed out on it. As far as I know, there's 2 character quests left, and it seems like there's 1 storyline quest left. It's very heavily implied that if I go on this quest, that's going to be like the going towards the end times of this game, right? So, anyways, I hope everyone's doing okay. I am doing wonderfully, taking care of my kittens. Yeah, check out Discord if you haven't already. Be sure, if you do like this content, to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. That's pretty much it. We're going to bounce over to the game. I just kind of realized I haven't even loaded it up. I did want to talk more about the Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game made by Fantasy Flight Games. I haven't actually played the newer Wrath and Glory Warhammer 40,000 role-playing game. Eventually I will get around to it. But yeah, I was a dungeon master for like 3+ campaigns of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, the pen and paper RPG. So I like to talk about like the content from that. So it is loading up. Let's actually go over to the internets, the webs, so to speak. Here really quick. So, Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader is loading up. Let's see here, camera frames. Let's do more appropriate camera frame. And yeah, it's loading up right now, or it should be. What are we talking about? Last week, we were talking a little bit about the additional psychic discipline that was in the Warhammer 40,000 pen and paper RPG that is not in the CRPG, right? I'm not really sure what other disciplines it might be missing. I'm pretty sure we got everything down. Let's see here. Let's see here. Navigator powers. Navigator mutations. I'm pretty sure all the navigator powers have been covered in the CRPG. Held in my gaze. I maybe not, actually. Hold on. Zoom out a little bit. Lilith Stair. Yeah, we have Course and Travel. I think Held Gaze. I'm not sure if we have that. Held Gaze, the influencing eye of a navigator, locks the creature in place with a gaze that pierces flesh and bone, the scene, the immaterial essence of all things. Most commonly employed against psychers, this ability can be used to render them effectively powerless to prevent them from calling upon their abilities. It can also be undeniably effective against creatures with strong connection to the warp, such as demons, which can have spectacular, devastating consequences. Navigator chooses a target with the line of sight. So it's this, it's an anti-psyker ability that navigators have. The expansion book for the pen and paper RPG, Into the Storm, I think might have some powers that the CRPG does not have. But we can come back to this a little bit. I want to kind of refresh my memory about what we're doing in over here. I'm going to turn off my camera for a little bit so I can get footage, but you'll see me again. I promise. Testing 1, 2, 3. Cool. Keypad, please. Oh boy. So from what I remember last week, I mentioned a little bit about we have the two main character quests, right? We have the Space Wolf, Ulthar, yeah, that's his name, and the sister battle Argentia. What to say her name is? I don't really use her that much, but we have those two. We have a personal quest to do for them, and then we have to go towards the Warp Gate to finish the last half of the game. But yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of stuff that hasn't been done yet. Like we don't know what's going on with our cousin who was murdered at the beginning of the game. We never solved her murder. We never found out what's going on with... We never completed the storyline with Nomos. That most likely is an artificial intelligence. We haven't done that. We haven't done any of the... Most of the Gene Stealer stuff we have not done. So I don't know, man. Like, none of the quests have their marker, except for, like, the main storyline quest has a marker on the map. So I guess what I'm just going to do is... Oh, and you know what? Last week, when we just happened to go into a star system we already explored, we saw, like, new encounters. Like, new pirate ships and stuff. So I don't know. Okay, we're at 101% loaded. 102%. 103%. 104%. What the hell? Don't make me bust out the PDFs. Okay, thank you. Let's see here. Was I supposed to be doing something? I feel like I might have told myself I was supposed to do something when the stream was not on. Like, get something out of the way. That's fine. Oh yeah! Pascal. Pascal has his own little thing going on. So we're going to be doing that. Yeah, we're here. We might as well, right? Ocean World. Already explored. Rocky World. Adamantine, we're already mining that. Arc Mechanicus. Hermesio. Oh yeah, right. That's what we were doing last time. We respect Pascal just to kind of... I think we're trying to do him as a assassin. I don't think assassin works very well for Pascal at all, because it's really heavily based with... You need to have a lot of, like, agility and dodge. But I don't know. We're just playing around with it. Playing around with the concept. So we're supposed to dock with the Explorator flagship, and Pascal was going to find out what's going on with these tech priests. Okay. Your Lordship, according to the ship's registry, we're looking at the Arc Mechanicus Hermetico. We picked up a Vox signal coming from her. Oh, look at that portrait. I don't know. Ominous. Arc Mechanicus Hermetico. Permission granted. May the Messiah of Discontinuing reveal the way to a safe docking gate. Okay, cool. Perception test succeeded. The raspy voice of the person who recorded the message is vaguely familiar to you, but you cannot put your finger on it. Okay? It's not really succeeding the perception test, is it? I succeed. It's vaguely familiar. Okay, sure. Pascal, requesting the right to participate in the first boarding party, evaluating shuttle docking options. Is there a safe docking spot? What do we know about the ship? What do we know about the ship, Pascal? Each ark is a sanctuary for the Adeptus Mechanicus. Every such ship is a relic. They're incredibly ancient and were made to search for the sacred standard temple construct patterns. Legend tell of entire forge worlds that were literally disassembled for parts to make such vessels. So yeah, I think a lot of these ships actually date back to before the founding of the Imperium. Because I think a lot of them were, I don't know, I want to say like some of them were like colony ships. For mankind before the Imperium was ever created, before the golden age of technology actually fell. Standard template construct, if you guys are unfamiliar with about that, they're essentially a variety of different machines that can actually that can produce technology or make technology easier to produce, or show citizens how to produce technology incredibly easily, right? So, getting them is a they're very extremely important, rare artifacts. Master Husband Ravor. In any case, she's a ruin of her former glory. We should observe numerous traces of her internal decompression, but not a single sign of aggression carried out from the outside. For what it's worth, some of the decks look intact, at least from the outside. I mean, my own personal knowledge of one of these guys, a lot of these arcs are used for deep space exploration for the tech cult. So it could be it hasn't been at dry dock for, decades, if not hundreds of years. We're also picking up strange radiation emanating from the hull. We believe the ship has been in the process of beginning the procession of the damned for a long time. Okay. Is there a safe docking spot? Not at the moment, your lordship. The damage to the hull makes observations difficult, and the surviving vacuum locks are sealed shut. Pascal, I hypothesize that the proper vacuum lock may be opened using my personal access code. Justification, a message from the Arc Mechanicus. Assemble a boarding crew. It shall be done, your lordship. Okay. We're not going to bring Baby along. We're going to bring 𝕽𝖊𝖊. Pascal, pretty sure I was able to level him up. Outside of this game. I don't know. I'm still waking up, sorry. Okay, so we have our lockpicker / tech. Well, we didn't really need to bring her, actually. I don't know. She's feels like a little bit more versatile sometimes than our child is. Queen 𝕽𝖊𝖊. The king of the dynasty and the queen. And our bouncing baby boy, who is also a pyromaniac. Potentially alpha level psyker. Okay. Alright, so what I did for Pascal, I think I was trying to make him more of a... Yeah, that's right. We're trying to make him like a shotgun / high damage character. So, part range, part DPS. Okay, so we're doing double-barreled shotgun with 1 armor percent of penetration. This might be really, really bad. But this is just kind of an experimental build. Okay, so we have most of his stats are in weapon skill, right? The shotgun is 70 through 100. It does not have a lot of armor pen, but also it never misses, right? He has power armor, so he's going to have 80% armor, 7 deflection. He does have, whenever it attacks enemy with any ranged attack in this 1 cell range, attack suffers bleeding. The attack also suffers plus 25 critical damage to all attacks made against it. Okay, and we also have, I think, there is something that gives me an additional... Yeah, increases rate of fire with the weapons. Whereas rate... It increases the rate of fire of the weapon by 1. So this is actually a triple-barreled shotgun. Yeah, triple-barreled shotgun instead of a double-barreled shotgun. Okay, so 7300 damage, 3 shots of 7300. It's going to suck with the armor penetration, but the idea is that I should be able to lower the armor lower the armor with all my other team members. Let's see what we have here. Whenever a wearer performs a melee attack after a range attack, the target of the melee attack should pass a toughness test with a negative 15 penalty or get knocked prone. Okay. I think rending shotgun, wide close range attack, max distance. I don't think this has knockback, actually. It does have armor pen, a little bit, but should be interesting. Each of the wearers critical hit made with ranged weapon increase their melee weapon critical hit by plus strength bonus until the end of combat. Okay, so yeah, experimental build. We'll see how it works. I feel like, especially on a Mechanica ship, where we're probably going to encounter a lot of like mechanical opponents, it's probably not going to be the best, but I think we did. So Pascal's an operator assassin, so we'll see how this works. Probably not good, but we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Put it like this. There we go. Cool. All right. Let's see. Okay, Abelard, lead the way. Once again, unto the breach and whatnot.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Come on. Does Kibble need anything? I haven't really used Kibble in a while. Inquisitor, I think everything's good. 14% more damage. Tech use. I think everything's fine. Cool.
Know your duty.
The hulls of this holy ship feel strangely familiar to me. The conjunctive screen glows faintly. You take a closer look and realize it has been gutted. Its inner is replaced with candles that cast glints on the black plexiglass. So just an extremely, extremely old ship. Tech tribesman. Okay, so it's a multiple generational ship. Are these guys... Are they stuffed or something? What's going on here? Tech tribeswoman. This vessel is furnished thorough with exotic, ancient, sacred mechanisms. What a great temple it used to be.
Let the faith guide my
What's going on?
to glory.
Majestic metal statue is frozen in menacing combative pose. Is it going to be like they're going to come to life and kill me? This noble warrior's armor and augmentus are undamaged, and yet they are dead. What killed them? Okay. What direction are we going? Tech tribesman.
Let us walk this
Tech
path
tribesman.
to the end.
The tribesman avoids your gaze and makes a strange gesture, probably some kind of ritual, as you approach. Let's have a little bit of water. What is that sound in the distance? Can you guys hear that? Oh. Look at all these strategically placed. Look at all these statues. Yeah, these guys are definitely going to come to life and kill me. And like also a cannon right here, Chief. Look, right here. And look, they're all positioned strategically around. So I'm going to talk to this person, and then I'm going to get ambushed by a fight that I knew was coming. The handprints and footprints indicate that the locals have turned the sacred ungent tank into something like a ritual font. Okay. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Okay. Wah, 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 wah. I feel as though I'm walking through a crime scene. Okay. These barbarians are pillaging the ship's supplies. I am registering a Category 9 blasphemy.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Okay. The ancient servitor seems dead. Okay. The infrequent twitching of its head is the only glimmer of life left in him. The numerous augmentic regalia embedded in the body of this servant of the Ōmnissiah speak to its high standing and devoutness. Okay. Can you activate him, Pascal? The tech priest carefully touches the servitor's withered body with his mechadendrites. Data spikes slide out of them and sink into the servitor's augmentics. Pascal's vox sounds thoughtful and slightly puzzled. Identify this unit as Magos Logis Hectodron 11. The unit receives 7 commendations for advances in astrography recorded in the Fleet Archive. The unit, he liked watching the stars. He called them beacons left for us by the Ōmnissiah. The servitor gives a jolt, raises its head, and fixes his augmented eyes on you. The large black circles of his visors are cloudy and covered in scratches. A pained moan comes from the speaker in the servant's throat. Unit status. Operational. Unit identification. Identifies itself as no data available. Error. Malfunction. The Ōmnissiah knows. What? Knows all, obviously. Pascal sighs heavily. He is suffering. The unit has long passed its operational life expectancy, but the particular ancient and sacred true flesh it was awarded for its outstanding service to the fleet is still prolonging its years. Do you know him? This statement is false. My archives have no record of any encounters with his unit or any archive requests concerning it. I just know, and I grieve. Pascal touches the servitor's pale skin covered in inky cacography. The tribespeople inscribed his body with a blessed manual of maintenance and repair. Hypothesis. Ignorant as to the true purpose of this litany, they perceived it as a health-replenishing magic spell. Tech Brother Hecadron 11. This unit identifies itself as Pascal Heinemann. Can you hear me? Do you know me? Can you tell me what happened here? A jumble of sounds comes from the servitor speaker, as if from a very old man who has outlived his faculty of speech and is trying to utter once familiar words now strange to him. Then suddenly a spark lights up in his visors, and he utters with great strain, executing function, all reserve capacities engaged, and executing primary function. Okay. Cool story. Brah.
With each step,
Tech Shaman.
I forge my destiny among the stars.
Anything else? Before I talk to the chief. Okay. Definitely safe. I feel like maybe I should position my guys a little bit. Let's see here. I'll do like hold on one second. I know this dance. We've been through this before.
The Emperor protects.
King Cassia
The uncolored.
and Abelard the Silver Phoenix.
Spearhead of the Imperium.
Let's see what else. Am I missing anyone?
Do you require inquisitorial approval?
These guys back here. We got Chief, Tech, Tribesman, Chief. Yeah, talk to Chief. Chief. The lean, hunchbacked man studies you with his piercing gaze. One of his eyes looks you up and down. The other has been replaced by a bulky augmentic, ancient and adorned with gold, but deactivated for some reason. He states in a dry voice, "The ghosts of nothingness have entered the deck of the Acton tribe." I greet your tribe. We come in peace. The man shrugs indifferently. His voice is tinged with sympathy. It does not matter. You are ghosts. Well, take a closer look at him. The middle-aged man carries a potentia coil on his shoulders, after the manner of tech priests. It is held in place by straps and is not connected to anything. Its weight has given him a hunched back. One of his arms has been replaced by an exquisite tech scribe augmentic, but the quills and styli are incredibly dull, as though they have been stripped against bare rock, and the limb servo motor is dormant. Okay. Pascal, the sight of the mangled augmentic elicits a pained grimace from Pascal. I am registering evidence of the precious true flesh being operated in unacceptable conditions. The markings indicate that this sacred metal was fashioned many centuries ago on blessed Mars. Putting it to such crude and careless use is an insult to the Messiah. Pascal, what do you make of these people? Hypothesis. This primitive community is made up of descendants of low-ranking technomats who once served this deck. The name Ak-Gen derives from category Ak-Gen. Ak stood for Acolyte category, which serviced the main decks. Gen referred to service staff who were assigned general as opposed to specialized maintenance duties. Okay, makes sense. Chief, the man looks at you and Pascal with indifference. He does not seem to have understood a single word. As everyone, what do you do? What is a great entity? You do not. Why? You talk to us, but your kinfolk do not. Why is that? I'm the Fabricator General. My shoulders bear the sacred burden of leadership. Okay. That's cute. The man shifts his shoulders, bent under the potential coil resting upon them. The others fear you, as ghosts can carry the living away into nothingness. But I am protected by Marnat's grace. Pascal's roar is like the blaring alarm of an extractor. Fabricator General, I'm registering heresy! Heresy! Fight, 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 fight! The man listens to the tech priest's outburst without flinching. The universe must have a Fabricator General, the supreme priest of the Messiah. There is none other to hold that title. Therefore, it is mine. Have you seen anything unusual lately? Burr. How do you survive here, and what do you do? We hold a vigil for all of existence, and the spirits of the mechanisms give us water, food, and nutrient mix. We thank them, for that is with the rights of machine servicing and maintenance. So commands the great entity. Pascal, I'm registering multiple deviations from the catechism of maintenance and operation. We get it, Pascal. It's heresy. They don't know any better. Hypothesis. The breaches of sacred instructions do not stem from malicious lapse into heresy. They are a consequence of the right having been lost to memory. A grave heresy, but not as profane. The voice from the Vox is full of sorrow and reproach. Tell me about this great entity of yours. The supreme deity. The spirit of wisdom and revelations. It bears the name Marinat. The name grabs Pascal's attention. He says sternly, I'm registering a meaningful linguistic pattern, requesting all available information on Marinat. Amarat. Marinat is a divine being of great wisdom. It was this great wisdom that discontinued the cycle. And all who were partaking of it has lapsed into nothingness. We never partook of the wisdom, which is why we exist. I have nothing to tell you about it, ghost. Oh my lord, that's just rude. Hold on, let me let Toby in. What a baby cat. Hi. You want to say hi? I see. The man nods with a grimace of tragic sentiment. Do you have a name? Chief, the undertakers of the world that expired in a great discontinuing of the cycle is all that I am. The mourners holding an eternal requiem for the universe. Pascal, fascinated by the answer, Pascal says quietly, "Let the cycle be discontinued." Chief, a wan, condescending smile graces the man's lips. It was discontinued a long time ago. But the world has perished. What do you think? Destroy the universe? You believe the world has perished? Chief, this statement is true. The world ceased to exist a very long time ago. It turned to nothingness, to ashes. All that is left are these ruins, the last shard of the universe. It's Centotaph. Hi. What do you think destroyed the universe? The unthinkable was wrought. The cycle was discontinued. Okay. Pascal, this tribesman's mind is full of the most unenlightened superstition. Why does this unit seemingly know less than some primitive barbarian? I see. Well, is that superstition? I see. Got too much junk on my desk. Chief, the man shakes his head. You'll find this hard to fathom, being ghosts born of nothingness, but I can understand. That's why we try to avoid talking to ghosts. I understand that you're a ghost. Ghosts be doing ghost stuff. Is this why you call us ghosts? Yes. There's only nothingness outside the ship. Sometimes it spits ghosts born out of the world's ashes, and they wander in. The sight of you saddens us, for we mourn you. Alas, there's nothing we can do to help you, since you do not exist. Okay. I see. The man sighs and makes a sign with his hand that is vaguely reminiscent of a tech priest gesture to ward off evil. The chief, the king nods to the chief. Farewell, ghost. I hope nothingness summons you back into its embrace soon. Okay. So this is the location where I was supposed to meet up with. Yeah, this is where I was supposed to go with Pascal. Let's see, goods. The barbaric inscriptions blasphemy, profaning the flesh of the sacred machine, echo the words of the requiem of reverent shutdown. Okay. What kind of paranoia drove the crew to place the cannon platform here in the very heart of the ship? I couldn't say. Anything else? Am I missing? I think you might have more stuff to do over here.
My path to glory.
Can I go through here? Am I missing something? Okay. It's like there's nothing else to do? A little confused. To return to Void Ship? No, not yet.
We shall reclaim what is rightfully ours.
Take tribesman, take tribesman. Let's see here. Broken machine, broken machine. The bay was breached from the inside. Traces scaling suggests the use of melt to charge. Okay. So this place has been raided before, I suppose.
I need to look
Here we go.
closer.
Okay. Where we going? I don't know why they want to attack us. We're just ghosts, you know? What's this? Heavy lifters. Gains 30 strength. Nice. If the wearer has not moved in the previous turn, their range attacks with heavy weapons deal 50% damage until the end of the turn. Oh, that's kind of cool. What's this? Gas mask. Wearer has plus 25 athletics and becomes immune to toxin. Cool, I guess. I feel like
We are bound by the blood.
I feel like I'm missing
martyrs.
something. Meh. Meh. Wah. Is that it? Yeah, still have to look through that. The cult of the Nourishers, tainted with gene corruption, was discovered on the planet 𝕽𝖌𝖚. So maybe go to 𝕽𝖌𝖚. I don't know. Hunting grounds, questions and answers. Final quest. Driven. Argentis quest. Explore their Hermetico. Okay, so this is it. So, Armorant's ship is in ruins. The road trader and Pascal Haunan will have to investigate the events that caused the state and discover the identity of whoever sent the message that brought them here. Okay. Doesn't seem like there's anything to do
With each
here.
step, I forge my destiny among the stars.
Am I missing something? Attack tribeswoman. Tribesman. Tribeswoman. Go this way. There. A bridge or something?
Know your duty.
Talk to Chief again, I guess. Have you seen anything unusual lately? It seems like a weird question. An echo of an old crime was heard beneath the arcing vaults of our home. The tribesman nods at you gloomily. A ghost of nothingness walked among us, of like appearance to you, but without a face. He spoke words that must not be spoken, and then penetrated the chamber of 𝕽𝖺 And though our abode was shaken by the wrath of the gods for days, we felt nothing. Or as we felt as though we were drifting through nothingness. Pascal lowers his head and says quietly, "That's him, my mentor. Amarnat. What did he look like?" He bore the mark of sorrow and past misdeeds, and his voice was like a seeping sand. Was he alone? No, other ghosts walked with him, but he alone had a mind and a will. The others did his bidding. What is the chamber of 𝕽𝖺? An abode of deities and mighty spirits, secluded from mortals. The man points towards the entrance, towards the lift shaft. Down that great tube, they used to descend to the mortals. Now they have all retired to the house of 𝕽𝖺, the calm and keen-sighted, there to remember and mourn the world that once was. Okay. The unit has given us a distorted description of the observatorium, the bay that housed the Hermeticos Bridge. There, under the grand dome of Glasscrete, the wisest hierarchs of the Adeptus Mechanicus would spend time in reflection and strive to discern the omniscience guiding signs that glitter of the stars. Pascal hesitates and then adds worriedly, "Correction, this data is a hypothesis. An archive search yielded no confirmation of this data. My possession of it is an anomalous cognitive fluctuation." Okay, I would like to go in there. Abandon this thought. Your kind cannot go in there. The great tube was made for the travels of gods, not mortals. Only one who has the blessing of Pref, the great spirit who rules the deck, may approach the great tube. But even such a one who will have tried in vain, for the great tube spirits have sealed the gate and will only open it to those who know the divine word. And the rust wraiths ensure that humans do not steal the word. They'll make short work of any thief. Whose spirit's breath, divine word was divine. What is the divine word? Who is the spirit Pref? The master of this deck, the second most important god after Marnet. Mortals cruelly betrayed his trust once, and he hasn't talked to them or protected them since. Pref only ever answers the shaman's invocations, and only occasionally after that. The tribesmen profane speculations are most likely describe an important machine spirit that remains awake, requesting a conversation with the unit identified as the shaman. Tell me about this divine word. Words command all of existence. That's true. The gods ruled the universe using words of power. There was a time when mortals too were granted knowledge of them, but that time died along with the world. Pascal. Hypothesis. The term divine word refers to the command litany. A thorough understanding of the situation aboard the Hermetico will allow me to select the correct litany and recite it to the mechanisms that are still operational. Tell me about these rust wraiths. The man points at one of the motionless statues. Aha! Yet ready to come alive. The ancient ones, the servants of the gods. They used to be the gods' great warriors, and now they guard the peace of this universal cemetery and see to it that mortals don't challenge the divine order. Pascal. The Skitarii, the deck guard. These immortal servants are an elite detachment of crew blessed with the most ancient and wondrous augmented enhancements. They can survive in a sleeping state for centuries. After a brief pause, a whisper comes from his vox. Their presence here is unusual. Typically, the immortals only leave their storage chapel on special orders from the bridge. Okay. So how does this faceless ghost get in? He knew the secret. The spell was not of divine origin. Its power surpassed that of the gods. It was born in mysterious depths of irregularity, and soon after the mortal first uttered it, the world was no more. Okay. Pascal waves a mechadendrite at him in an annoyed dismissal and says impatiently, the Blessed Amaranth can command any mechanism on the ship. The indoctrinal heresy uttered by this unit is unworthy of attention. Okay. Your guesses are amazingly on spot, Pascal. The tech priest is taken aback. He pauses to think, and says with no great confidence, that statement is false. Each of the hypotheses was logically deduced from our present situation. Hi, Toby. Yeah. Toby's trying to snuggle. Sit right there, dude. Okay, I see. Good. Don't seek to enter the god's abode, ghost. There's no place for you. Okay. I'll take my leave. Farewell, ghost. Farewell, human. Oh, I leveled up. Nice. Cool. Okay, for the king, we're looking for more berserky stuff. Critical and additional wounds. Stuff like that. Oh, plus 1 AP increase at 10th. And oh, nice, nice, nice. Okay. This is just plus 1 AP. That's all we get. Awesome. I will not turn down additional AP. Cool. Let's see. Oh, I forgot someone. And you, my love.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
Okay, take Trasman. Aha! This is new now. Oh, wait, no, it's not. What am I saying? Okay. So this is the elevator. It's just not operational right now. So we have to get a code. Take Trasman.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Trasman. This is odd. I see scratch marks from a server claw and this vulnerable Skitarius' armor. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
We are bound by the
Am I
blood
missing
of
something
martyrs.
obvious? So I need the password. What about this guy? Does this do anything else? Ah, here we go. We would like to go to the observatorium. Request denied! Bitch! Error. Bitch protocol initiated. Well, Lord. The rattle in the servitor's voice could easily be mistaken for indignation. Access to the lift has been denied. Service is in obscuratoria mode. Okay. Pascal. In obscuratoria is a complete ban on holy ministry within the compound. Any and all secret maintenance procedures are deferred until after the ban is lifted. In obscuratoria is declared when a temple has been compromised by suspected corruption. Before a battle or in the event of a major critical incident. Okay. This unit cannot select appropriate countermanding order without knowing the exact reason the obscuratoria was declared. Okay. Well. I'm registering evidence that a volt-like carbine was fired here. Okay. Now everything is clear. A battle was fought here, and during preparations for it, Amaranth declared the observatorium off limits. Okay, so it's sealed down because of battle. Pascal, unblock the lift. Pascal enunciates solemnly, accompanying each word with binary commands. At his first pronouncement, this unit declares that no security threat to the High Observatorium is present. A second pronouncement, this unit orders the operation of the lift to be restored. As his third pronouncement, the unit confirms his authorization to issue that order. The servitor's jerky movement is accompanied by a shower of sparks from his mouth. His optical visor makes a series of clicks. Unit's hierarchical rank not recognized. Authorization to give orders unconfirmed, awaiting confirmation. Pascal, this unit is not part of the Hermetico chain of command. It must introduce itself to the ship's system for confirmation of its authority. Okay. Okay, sure. Okay, so we just have to keep on looking around. Collection ship supplies. Let's investigate stuff.
What is rightfully ours.
Asia Warrior's flesh was on the hands of Princess Augmentics. Now they are dormant. What's this? This marking does not follow free protocol that constitutes Category 10 blasphemy. Yes, yes, yes. Heresy, heresy, heresy. Country parents are so old and sacred, I've never seen the like of it before. I've only heard about them in fragments of legend. Excuse me. Okay. Keep on clicking. So I have to introduce myself to the ship. Or Pascal to the ship, rather. So just keep on clicking. Clicking, clicking, clicking. Maybe it's this one. Organize the power to chant. They are imitating a reactor shutdown visual. Something ordered the spirit of this machine to die. Okay. What the hell should I do? I'm so confused.
Know your duty.
Okay. I think that's it. Okay, we already looked through that. We already looked through that, and then, and then, and then. Let's talk to the guy again, I guess. Anything else we can do? I see. Okay, that I can do.
Let the faith guide my path to glory.
I'm a little bit confused as to what I'm supposed to do. Okay, let's just look this up. I don't want to waste too much time here. Let's see, what quest is this? This is, let the cycle be discontinued. Meet the Pref Spirit. Where? Lift up to the observations block to reach the ship to bridge. I have to find a way to remove the lockdown. Meet the Pref Spirit. Okay, Pref Spirit. Pref Spirit. Chief. How do I meet the Pref spirit?
The divine watches over us.
Okay. Let the cycle be discontinued. Okay, so anyway. Second. Let's see here. Rogue Trader. Let's see, is everything running okay? Cool. Pref Spirit. Mute the Pref Spirit. Let the cycle be discontinued. Okay, let's see here. Maybe what you talk to? You click on the tech shaman. Okay, so we just have to click on the tech shaman. Tech shaman. Tech shaman. Where is? Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Okay, cool. Okay, let's see. I think I might know what's going on. So tech shaman. Oh, that's so... Okay. Oh my god. So simple. Tech shaman. The elderly tech shaman looks up at you with dim eyes. He smells strongly of exhaust fumes. Let me get a whiff of this old person. Have you come to speak with a great Pref ghost? Pref will not speak your lesser tongue, but I can help. I can interpret. Take a look at the tech shaman and inhale deeply. The aging barbarian's skin is covered in tattoos and mechanisms, as if the ink drawings of cogs could pass for actual augmentics. Wires and scraps of flesh tubing are braided into his hair, as well as shards from a broken data screen. Cogitator circuit boards hang on threads from his large ceremonial drum. Pascal, heresy, 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 heresy. Tech shaman, this is how I venerate the iron spirits who have done their duty and passed into nothingness, ghosts. I do this in hope that I might gain some of their wisdom. Pascal, this statement is false. I'm not registering any veneration. Who is Pref? Our deck's great patron spirit, who protects it and watches over everything that happens on it. Pref used to be a kind father to us until wicked people tricked him. That was when he disowned the mortals who lived here. He wiped the names of everyone who used to be under his patronage from his memory and is no longer recognizing their faces. Since then, Pref has been a harsh and cruel-hearted master who is deaf to our prayers. Pascal, logic test succeeded. Pref. Hypothesis. The barbarian is using the debased designation to refer to Prefect Enumerator, especially sacred cogitator served by all of the deck's junior machine spirits. I'm registering a category. Heresy, 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 heresy. I get it. We're trying to get to the bottom of this. The tribesman claims to communicate with it. Only enlightened adepts of the Omnicide are permitted to interact directly with a Prefect Enumerator. Hypothesis. The part of the legends that speaks of disowning the mortals and forgetting their faces describes the removal of access rights from authorized units. Okay. For reasons unknown, the Prefect Enumerator was ordered to cease accepting commands from the outsiders. Okay. We've come to plead for Pref's benevolence. Every word you say is accompanied by a series of quick drum taps in a quick, choppy rhythm. Dung, dung, dung. Crackling comes from in response from a vox hidden somewhere inside the wall. The tech shaman tilts his head and says, "The great Pref would like to know who is speaking to him." Pascal, the Prefect Enumerator is running on identification procedure. Given existing data on the machine spirit's refusal to follow orders within the chain of command, I predict that standard identifiers will be assigned to a low priority. Okay, machine spirit, do we even need the old man? Form of Pascal. Volunteering too much of the information to unknown is not a good idea. Let's introduce yourself. Pascal. This unit is Magos Explorator Pascal Hanuman, a member of the Cognizance Fleet, presenting doctrinal compliance and algorithmic obedience certificates. The indicator of Pascal's neural cogitator glows. New data lights up Pascal's noosphere aura that no layperson can see. Tech Shaman. The Tech Shaman translates Pascal's words into quick taps on his drum. Dung, dung, dung. Entangling circuit boards, jingling dramatically. He inhales an aromatic exhaust of his roaring sensor, listens carefully, and says in a strained voice, Pref asks why you should treat your words with respect and not scorn them. Pascal's voice becomes dry and bristly. The machine spirit is requesting to know this unit's access privileges. It refuses to submit to a stranger's will without a compelling reason. Tech use succeeded. Machine spirits can be capricious and undisciplined. After years without any sanctifying maintenance, this one may have forgotten all about obedience. Normally, in cases like these, a tech priest would bring the wayward spirit to its senses with a shock from an electric prod or a blow from a wrench, accompanied by a litany of interruptible obedience. Okay. I mean, that's what we have to do, right? We have to show it his place. That's what it says. Normally, in cases like these, from what I understand, show of force is in order to show the machine its place. The statement is true. Pascal extends a hand towards the machine, which is enveloped in showers of sparks. The crack in the machine's armored respirator shines a bright green. There's steel in his voice. My power is my authorization. Acknowledge it, or you'll regret it, wayward spirit. The tech shaman shouts in fear and shakes his drum frantically. Dung, 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 dung. Pref acknowledges your power, ghost. He does. He asks why you seek his friendship. A pained rattle comes from Pascal's fox as he's like, oh my god. It touches the crack in his armor, which is no longer glowing. Okay. He looks as though he has a sudden toothache, and then says with effort, Hypothesis, Prefect Enumerator's request is to be interpreted as, what is the purpose of your visit? Dear mission for the Amara, apparently the spirit knows who he is. I mean, you know the answer yourself, Pascal. I come to discontinue the cycle. Tech Shaman. Tech Shaman listens to the crackling coming from the hidden vox in response and shakes his head contritely. The Great Pref does not recognize your name or your face. He will not grant you a friendship and bids you to leave. Pascal's vox hisses angrily and he shakes his head. The Prefect Enumerator's reaction is anomalous. Such disregard for Morgalia can only be explained by a protocol significant in extreme degree of danger to the vessel. Wait, so... did I do it? What? Wait. So what? What now?
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
This is a very unintuitive quest. How do you talk to Pref? A tech shaman raises his roaring mechanical sensor and inhales a lungful of its aromatic exhaust fumes. The tribesman's eyes grow dim, and he puts his hands on his drum. His fingers strike the taut synthetic leather with remarkable deftness and rhythm, like this. Pascal frowns and says darkly, "I'm registering a catalog. Blasted layman. This place of smoke is meant for sacred machines, not your lungs." Then the tech priest falls silent and listens carefully before uttering in astonishment. The primitive melody is a language, our language. A variety of rhythm-based tech vernacular in which meaning is created by lengths of pauses between the signals. Okay, so he's drum beating in Morse code.
With each step, I forge my
okay, so now what?
the stars.
What do we do? I'm so confused. Okay, let me look it up again. Oh my lord. Intruder, let the cycle be discontinued. Let the cycle be discontinued. Okay, so how do you do this? Walk through, okay. Hermetico, Explorer Hermetico, Observatorium. So you have here, the Disable is with here as well. With the area, find several tech priests that are, look kind of off. Approach the chief and you go through this conversation. So check all the examined spots, magnifying glasses, so we can activate the elevator in a bit. Okay, so try to take a look at the observation spots again. Maybe I missed something. Kills. Okay, we already got that. Got the gas mask and stuff like that. Using the elevator, won't be able to go up. Talk to the shaman. We've done that. Let's save your game. Try using the elevator. Oh, to start a fight. Okay. Using the elevator shaft. Okay.
Let us walk this path to the end.
Elevator shaft? Is this the elevator shaft? Okay, click on all the stuff again. I'll do it again, I guess. Okay.
We shall reclaim what is
I just want to.
rightfully
Oh my
ours.
lord! Come on. Can I go open it up now? Maybe this is a bug. Let's see. We have completed a priest's benevolence with you. Doing that, you have to pick the following. Telling you're a Messiah of discontinuing. Okay, so it has to be the exact combination. So tell him you're the Messiah of discontinuing. I think show resort. Okay. Let's do it in that order. Try it again. Messiah of discontinuing. Okay. Okay. Show that. Zap him again. And this again. Oh, okay. The tech shaman listens to the crackling that comes in response and opens his mouth to say something, only for Pascal to interrupt him in a tone of authority. The prefect enumerator stated that he knows my name and is familiar with my power. He respects my mission and grants me a place within the crew's chain of command. Your work here is done, binary interpreter. Pascal looks at you and adds with slight surprise, I remember this language now, or more precisely, this unit used to know it, and now it remembers having known it. The tech priest turns towards the wall with a sacred mechanism concealed inside of it and says doubtfully, I'm registering an anomaly. The data exchange deviated from the standard registration procedure. The prefect enumerator was committing to limit the number of people who have clearance to issue orders, including even high-ranking tech priests from other ships. It was tasked with defending the observatorium as if it was under siege. Our mutual introduction rather resembled an exchange of secret passwords. Okay, so there's going to be a combat. So let's get in. Let's get in line.
What advice do you seek? Oh, this master-crafted patellar augment is not
They fear
fit
to look
for
at
a
me because of
servitor.
my appearance. I fear to look at them because of their rotten-colored souls. I've never wondered so
What
much
ails you?
before.
Try to get some
I
cover,
am your shadow.
if I even can.
Another step, another thread.
Let's see.
Blessed
That's right
is
here.
Von Valencia's bloodline. Let the
We'll have
faith
Abelard
guide my path to glory.
Look no further.
Here.
Whatever you wish.
And Pascal will do this. Actually, you know what? Okay, cool.
Executing request.
Alrighty, Roo. That was kind of annoying mini quest. Okay, now we should be able to do it, right? We can try out shotgun Pascal. Hypothesis. As soon as the lift is going up to the observatorium is operational, we will be attacked. The deck guard will activate and attack us. Request confirmation of readiness for combat. Do it. Raising his voice, the tech priest solemnly repeats his command to the servitor. An intricate, monumental, and high-pierced binaric area pours from Pascal's vox. Encoded in it is its signals and its Hanuman's authority to give orders on the ship. The servitor stares at Pascal with visored eyes and bows its head awkwardly. Regalia identified. I greet the venerable Magos and will execute the order presently. Lift system activated. The servitor's last words are drowned out by a harrowing screech that rolls across the deck as several shrill voices wail, "Security perimeter breach! For the Omnissiah!" Lots of range, guys.
Grovel before the faithful.
Cool. Prepare for battle. The battle begins. Get your characters in position. Okay. Most of them are over here. Okay, that's not bad. Pascal Poo. Or Abelard Poo. Abelard. Let's see. What are we doing down here? Abelard. Oh, Abelard got a good initiative roll. Got Rural Security Devotee. Skitty. I don't even know what I'm saying. I like this music. Alpha. Let's see. I'll do. A lot of cover. There's never a lot of cover. That's fine. See who's going first. Let's see. Queen is going before the king, so they should be like. Should do this. King. And queen. And Ricky. Ricky is going to be over here. I have like the Silver Phoenix over here, and Ricky, Pascal. Okay. Why is this side not in cover? That's kind of weird. It seems okay. Okay. Wait, can I like use my I-beam on these guys too? Can I kill like all the NPCs? Probably not, right? Just out of curiosity. If I were to go here, can I do? No, okay. So I guess can't kill random NPCs. Boo. Yes. Yeah, good enough. Front line. Front line we'll do over here.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
We'll do Blitz. Ah, it's nice having so much AP now. Just feels a lot better. Do 2 of these.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
War presentation of the combat. All incoming war teams. What do you do? Yes. Cool. And 2 for the king. Yeah.
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Looks fine. Overwhelming strategy and choose one comics. For one round, all attacks by allies in the area inflict overwhelming effect on any enemy that feels. Sure, why not? Dom, hey, what's going on? Because Rogue Trader. Because Rogue Trader is stupid and not canon. How dare you, sir? Pistols at dawn, my friend. I don't know. What is canon in Warhammer 40,000 anyways? It's like so loose. That's why I love it. Your navigator is Mary Sue. They would never exist. I mean, like in the novels, there's like... In the novels, they barely ever focus on like navigators. And if they do, it's always... They're just like... I don't know. Just like observers, really. They're never really spellcasters. I'm a woman. Well then, ma'am, kindly, pistols at dawn. I challenge you to a duel. Not stupid stuff? Okay. Well, I challenge you to a duel still. Do you accept? Do you accept? You have insulted my favorite pen and paper RPG ever. And I shall not stand for it, madam. I shall not! Let's see here. That's okay. You got your opinion. Navigator lore is in the Rogue Trader core rulebook. Yeah, I think it's a lot more expanded in the core rulebook than it seems like in the actual like novels and in the main Warhammer 40,000. Really, I think probably a lot of what they take from is like Old Hammer, like the original stuff where it's a little bit more wacky. But I love the wackiness side of Warhammer 40,000. No, why do I give my life to laments? Well, I never said to death. We can just have we can duel to slap fight. I've dropped my gauntlet. It's like it's on. We're gonna have a duel. I'm gonna we'll I don't know. What's a non-lethal duel? I don't know. I'm sure there's something silly we can do. Let's see.
I'm not
I don't know.
accustomed to
I
being ordered
prefer.
around.
I guess I'm really biased, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt. But I do like the Navigator lore that's more prevalent in like the early Rogue Trader or early Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader, and in the pen and paper RPG and in the game, because it seems like I picture it makes me picture the Navigators as like this shadowy organization within the Imperium that kind of that hoards kind of archaic lore, and since even though they're mutants, they kind of like they control the means of production, the trade routes, all that stuff. So they're kind of allowed to exist. So I don't know. That's the way I kind of see it. I like the idea of these nefarious viziers in the shadows, kind of, controlling a lot of the power. I like the idea of that, even if it's not wholly canon. Although it's kind of a debate to see what is and what is not canon. Canon's so fluid in Warhammer 40,000. They're actually pure mutant, not psychers. Well, I think they're not treated as psychers in a pen and paper role playing game. Actually, they're any keyword, any effects that affect psychers do not affect navigators. So it doesn't say it outright, but in the pen and paper RPG, it's implied that they're kind of like as if they're like a biological expression of the warp itself, right? Which is kind of like, see, that's why kind of like the kind of nebulous side of the 40k lore is you can just kind of like talk about it and theorize a lot of stuff. There's like a lot of interesting ideas floating around, but yeah, I don't think it's ever really implied that these guys are I don't even know. I think it's warp energy, But even like in the CRPG right now, I don't think effects that affect Psychers affect Cassia. So that's interesting. They can actually spit fire, not just physically. Yeah, they have all sorts of... I think their mutations are more... wouldn't want to say stable, but I'll say their mutations are definitely, like... How to say it? More... or like less random? I don't know. They're definitely different than a typical mutant, which makes them interesting. Let's see here. They actually spit fire. Also prone to heavy mutations. Yes. Which is why this one is immune. Raising Navigator mutations, they're not psychic, but biological magic, real magic. Yeah, but what is real... Like, I was listening to the Lorebeards podcast, which they deal more in Warhammer Fantasy, but they had a one where, like, an April Fool's Day where they're... I mean, if you don't like how they deal with navigators in the CRPG and the pen and paper RPG, then you'd probably not be interested in this episode they did for Lorebeard, because they were talking about Warhammer Fantasy versus Warhammer 40k, and they're heavily biased in the fantasy side. So they were talking all sorts of things about how magic interacts with Warhammer 40,000 and how magic is actually, utilized in Warhammer 40,000, which I don't necessarily agree with, but it's all interesting, really. Like... I don't know, it's... In the pen and paper RPG, in most of the lore, it's like they kind of consider... Whenever a lot of Imperials use the term psyker and psychic, it's like a mental ability that's able to harness the energies of the universe, right? But a lot of other times they reference it, it's just like a form of magic that utilizes the warp and energies of the warp to influence the reality of the situation, right? And then sorcery is just like a very, much more ritualized version of it. So, I mean, it essentially they're interchangeable in my opinion. Like, essentially, if some stories of like a rogue trader crew has a lot of quote, magicians or wizards, I mean, you could just say that they're psychers, really, and they're using psychic powers, but like a certain crew makeup and party makeup could just say, oh, he's my party's wizard. It's not... There's just so much more of a variety in the 40k universe that I think is not really touched on in the greater lore, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's making any sense to you. So lightning arrow with fingertips. I adore Navigator lore, but this game not so much. I mean, I like it personally. It's a difference of opinion, but I think that's one of the reasons why you can really love Warhammer 40,000 lore in general, is because it just has so much of a lore. It brings up so much discussion of what is the nature of reality. A lot of the stuff Warhammer 40,000, there is a lot of darkness and kind of grimdark horror. A lot of, how do I say it? Almost like a Call of Cthulhu, like inevitable decay in it. That's like the main source of it. I like it when it's like old hammer ridiculous. When you're, you have a holy gun, a holy shotgun, and you blow a demon's face off with a holy shotgun with holy rounds. That's the concept of that is silly, and I like it. But I don't know. That might just be me. Navigator can also biologically see your soul. Yeah. I think in the pen and paper RPG, they talk a little bit more, especially like in the Rogue Trader Core rulebook, and in Into the Storm, and I think into the Navis book. They talk more about the various ways that navigators can see the warp. Like, all of the Navigator families and bloodlines see the warp differently. Like, we're just talking about how it's kind of they're a biological expression of the warp, but they kind of see it, like Cassia sees the warp as like painting colors. And like certain other ones, I think there's certain Navigator family in the pen and paper RPG that they have like a giant sconce of sacred water, and they bloodlet into it, and like the ways that the blood pools around of it triggers something in their warp eye and allows them to see certain parts of the warp. It's like a ritual, right? And I think what was another really cool one? I just know that a couple of the campaigns I GM'd, a couple of the Navigator families, they had, what was it? One Navigator family saw the warp as like a giant's prison, like stone prison, that's like billions of miles wide and like unimaginably vast, and just like certain like chains, locks, doors are more or less depends on like how difficult a path to get to a place is. And like the more, I think even it says inside a lot of the lore is that the more they age and the more powerful the navigators become, the more that veneer of the warp goes away, and the more that they can actually see the warp for what it is and not go insane, right? So it's just very interesting just to talk about. I like it. Also, I could go on and on about like Warhammer 40k lore, in my opinion. But one thing that I think let me see if I can explain this right. I like it because also is like there's a general theme in all 40k lore, whether or not you consider it canon or not, is that since let me see if I could say this right. Since the war game is, it's pushing the lore in a certain way, there's also a guiding force on the reality of the warp and space and time in the game. Like there's actually a guiding force to it, beyond like typical gods. We can just say that that's just, capitalism. We want to sell stuff, but it's also like a common theme of like the warp entities is that they are supposed to be overall ignorable, right? And no matter how much you know about like demons and chaos, there will always be something that will surprise you, because in general they are supposed to be, their existence is the unknown. Like it's beyond something a mortal mind like you or I can really comprehend. I kind of have this theory that I can get into, is that there is what is unknowable and what is knowable. I don't know. I have this. I don't know if I can explain that just yet. I would have to put my words into perspective. But anyways, that's just me. Just let's see. Going back, navigator. You can also biologically still see your soul. Yes, but how can you want to play a rogue trader when your seneschal calls you out everywhere you go? How do you want to play a rogue trader when your seneschal calls you out everywhere you go? It depends on like how the crew is, because like the variety of different types of ships. They're like societies, right? So you kind of discuss this with your players like very strongly, and you make sure you understand what the group dynamic is going to be before the campaign starts. Like most of my players, when I GM'd campaigns, they made the decision that I know it's whether or not it's like specifically like heavily lore parent or not, they made the decision that the party was given the rogue trader's authority to say what they want to say. For most campaigns, one of them they chose not to to play a rogue trader in the group at all, and the rogue trader was just kind of like this guy that is just a noble. He didn't really want an adventure. He's just kind of like a figurehead. So all the real power, the actual real power, is within the group, group of players themselves, like your seneschal, stuff like that. So but like in a lot of those campaigns, like the seneschal, like politics would be important, right? So they would never call out the rogue trader in an important situation, like in front of a lesser crewman. But like behind the scenes, you can belittle the rogue trader. It's kind of like it's all about politics. And I think that was a good dynamic for the campaigns I ran. Now, I think Rogue Trader in general, in the end, is like Rogue Traders and Inquisitors. Despite what you have to say, they have their... How can I say this? They have their... they have unlimited power, but they can only act on that power if they have the strength to back it up and the clout to back it up, right? In the end, right? They still have to... There's still politicking, no matter how much power you have in the setting. Like, even, like, Lord Inquisitors have to deal with, like, politics sometimes. They say it in the lore multiple times. But, like, it's not so cut and dry. Is that a Rogue Trader or a Lord Inquisitor or something like that who has unlimited power can necessarily just do whatever they want all the time? Generally they can, but sometimes it becomes... There's some complications to it. And sometimes you just kind of hand wave it away, and sometimes you don't. Let's see here. Let me go back. Sorry if I'm kind of going on a rant, but I like to talk about this stuff. Yeah, navigators are indoctrinated, being able to handle the warp for a larger than regular human. Yeah. Another to this is the flash that visions of the warp is not suffer the entire flame. Like, then how does a terrorist play in these? How does a terrorist play in these systems? It depends on what you mean by a terrorist. Some Rogue Traders are oppressive controlling. Yeah, that's true. But definitely, if you're... It depends on if you're talking about like role-playing wise, if you're playing in a pen and paper game. I think like the greater problem in the pen and paper game is that a lot of people say, like, if you have like unlimited resources, you have enough resources to buy a planet, like, why would you want to go out adventuring, right? That's what a lot of people say. That's why a lot of people, for the longest time, they love to play Dark Heresy, the Inquisitor side of this, versus the Rogue Trader side, because they said it's just more... You know, if you have something to acquire, then it's a little bit more fun. I say that, like, if you play Rogue Trader, it makes you think outside of the box of, like, what is ambition, and what is wealth, and what is power, right? So you can have, you can start off with depending on how you roll, you can start off with the game with a lot of, like, wealth, profit factor, but there's always more. And that's like, I think a lot of the theme of, like, the Rogue Trader pen and paper RPG is, like, ambition. And, like, how can you really build your stuff? And there's individual party members' goals and stuff. One of the... Going on... I'll try not to go too much in a long rant, but I mentioned this in, like, a previous stream, that one of my favorite characters to play... I wish I could have gotten to play a little bit longer, but I did play very briefly in another person's Rogue Trader campaign. I made a navigator, which I think, personally, I think navigators are one of the more interesting aspects of 40k, just because of how they sit. Like, they're hated, but they're needed. They're powerless, but they're powerful. But you need them, right? And my particular navigator, like, it's really hard to gear them towards a lot of specific social skills, and especially, I think their fellowship in the pen and paper RPG is kind of hard to build, right? The fellowship skills. But I specifically went out of my way to build more fellowship into it. I made him not... He was like the Vizier, the not the Emperor Palpatine, but the kind of Jafar, who would be... He saw himself... He would never say it out loud, but he saw himself the true ruler of the ship. And he would always be the power behind the scenes, right? And I would always go to the Rogue Trader, and I would just say, I would gain his trust, and I'd build up my knowledge skills, and I'd be the person the Rogue Trader would come to if he needed to see any sort of questions. And out of character, I would, be a font of knowledge for Warhammer 40,000, so the player would come to me for any questions. But the thing is that I would always kind of try to, manipulate him to my own nefarious ends. And the Rogue Trader, whatever he's had to say goes, but whatever I told the Rogue Trader he valued. So what really happened in one of the later missions of this campaign was that he started listening to the ship's missionary more than me, which I could not have. So I got together with the GM and we worked something out. So behind the scenes, we worked out it where there's going to be like a soft power grab. So eventually the way it works, I did not even expect that this was going to turn this way, but I slowly sabotaged because I had like a network of spies, and I barely ever used my my navigator powers ever. I would always be telling, because I also have like a bunch of trade contacts with my family, and like even if I was not valuable to the adventuring party, I was valuable as a member. They could bring in wealth and connections, right? So they would never want to outright kill me. But the thing is that I could not have the missionary and the priest, the head priest of the ship, mind you. He was the head priest. He had the entire like ship on his side, but I slowly sabotaged everything he did. So I looked good and he did not. And eventually, I think he caught wind of it, and he's like saying, "This man is a fucking heretic." He goes to the captain, and you need to. I think he said like he picked his words poorly. We had an encounter, or he got into an argument with the rogue trader, and he just said, essentially he got kind of angry. I think the player was a little bit angry, and he said, you need to fucking like watch out what this guy is doing behind you. And the rogue trader's like, no, I know what I'm doing. He's a loyal servant. And the guy's like saying, like, if you're doing what he's doing, you are a heretic, and I will pronounce you to it. And he actually pulled his gun on the rogue trader, and I can't remember if I jumped in front of the rogue trader or whatnot, but I implied that he was the player was just going to say like he was for emphasis, but I did a charm roll on the rogue trader and the crew that made him still look like he was going to pull and like shoot the rogue trader, and they fucking gunned the priest down and they killed him, and I got off scot-free. I was so happy about that, and like the player was happy enough. I don't think the campaign ended not too long after that, but I told the player in like a DM later on, I'm like, I'm sorry I did that to you, but it's just my character. I warned you like a long time ago. He was cool with it. But yeah, I solidified my place as the true master of power on the ship. I just really love that. I wish I could have played that campaign a little bit longer. Let me catch up on your text, your messages a little bit. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm thinking. Sorry, Dom. I'm like really far behind. I get into rants sometimes. Ken, do you want to play with the rogue trader when you go there? Yeah, navigators are indoctrinated in being able to handle the warp for a long period of time. I saw that. This is to flash visions of the warp is not suffer the entire flame. How is terrorists play in the systems? Still have to question what you mean by that. Someday I'll hopefully replace the Seneschal. Navigator is just fan service. I don't know about that. It's just a difference in opinion. So rogue traders are noble fascists. Yeah, I mean, for the most part. You can get like some, for lack of a better term, Star Trek-y type of, I think, rogue trader parties if you played it right. I can elaborate on that if you want me to, but I've already like gone on long and long about this. You take the crew, you cannot play it in this. Yeah, but I mean, there's different ways you can play it. Do whatever they want. Anyways, rogue traders is xenophile, so it doesn't really apply to me, but fastest noble rogue traders are very common in lore. Yes, definitely. There's, I think, especially in the last few, the more recent rogue trader novels, they've had rogue traders that are probably inspired by games like this. They've inspired, have like very, knowledgeable, adventurous, experienced rogue traders. I think like in the current event that's happening in Warhammer 40,000, like in the battle game, like a rogue trader plays a very prominent role. Navigators are not very social. Yes, it's very hard in the pen and paper game to build a sociable navigator. You have to spend like a lot of extra like if my navigator character ever was to fight in combat, he would just die. But that's not his role. He would never fight in combat himself. He would get someone else to fight for him. Missionaries are very social and yes. So I think he just rolled really poorly, and he didn't pick his like choices very well. Get the last say though, because churches attack navigator mutants forever now. Yeah, true. Meaning the sanctioned church of navigators politically takes prevalence. Sanctioned church of navigators. Yeah, that's true. Over missionaries and even sisters, because sisters are impulsive and don't understand the necessary of navigator mutants. Navigator mutants are harder and more expensive to train than missionaries. Yes, I think that's like in this CRPG, they make that very clear that in the Cronus Expanse, like, Navigator families are very, very highly prized. Good, as you should. Navigators are technically higher ranked than commanders. Yeah. But Rogue Trader is a special case, yes. Rogue Traders don't get made anymore. It is now internal. They also loosely hire merchants or sponsors. Rogue Traders are now internally bred by other Rogue Traders. I guess. Because it implies in the pen and paper... Now, this is... If you're talking about what is and what is not canon, this probably is more uncanon to the extent that is even a thing in 40k. But in the pen and paper RPG, they imply that like sector governors and lower can make Rogue Trader lines, because definitely the Emperor founded a bunch of them, but they're definitely in one of the expansion books for Rogue Trader. You can have like the your warrant. You can say the age of your warrant of trade, and I think the options were your warrant of trade was made by the Emperor. It was made by the High Lords of Terra. It was made by a sector governor or segmentum commander. Segmentum commander, sector governor. I would think that. I mean, maybe... Well, I think my first campaign is like my very first Rogue Trader campaign, the party was given a death warrant, which is essentially... It's a warrant... It was made by the sector governor, or signed off by the sector governor, by Marnius Hax, I think it was. But it was like... It was a specific death warrant to get rid of a political rival, and what it would do is that you can... There's a condition in the warrant of trade, which is like you have to donate a certain amount of wealth to Terra. You have to deliver it to Terra. You can't just like earn it. You have to deliver it to Terra every like 10 years. But in my current lore, it took 20 years to get to Terra, right? So the idea is that essentially the way it worked is that you can't operate within certain parts of the Callistic Expanse. You have to operate in the borders, and you have to get wealth. But the way is like, by the time you get back to Terra and drop off your wealth, you'll have to drop it off again, right? So it's like, the warrant was designed a certain way where you got like a limited power, but you would get, you would just be a drain on your money, and eventually your dynasty would just collapse. It was just a big way to kind of get you out of it. I think the deal is that in the first campaign, my Rogue Trader player's father actually got the warrant of trade, but he saw it for what it was, like a death warrant. So he bailed and he skipped town, so no one could find him. So they gave the warrant of trade to her, and like it was like a really hard to make one of the goals was to make the warrant work with the certain types of revenue processes that you would find outside of the Imperium. And also the Inquisition and the Mechanicus eventually gave them like a big contract where they were going to test out a new Exterminatus weapon on like a planet outside of the Imperium, right? But it was like super secretive, so you'd have to go to certain planets and assemble. Like they would, there's different cults of the Mechanicus. They would have halves of the Exterminatus weapon, and it would it's like an Exterminatus weapon that destroys time on a planet. It also breaks up the planet itself, right? But they would have to assemble it and then detonate it. It was like that was the whole focus of the campaign, was making and detonating this Exterminatus weapon, and then getting like a bunch of profit and sponsors to make their warrant of trade work, so they wouldn't have a death warrant anymore. So I'm getting into the rants again. That's okay. I really like just ranting about 40k. Rogue Traders don't get made anymore. There's merchants. Yeah, I think that's where I left off. By other Rogue Traders in 42. Yeah, 42k. Mine was made by the Emperor. I invented something called the Soul Family. Ooh, different races forming a Terra family. Okay, interesting. Their job is proud as a human. Okay, that's an admirable goal. State the miracles Terras. Yeah, like just if you trace your lineage from Terra, that can net you a lot of respect in the galaxy. If you have connections. If you're connected to the Ordozenos, money is not much of a problem. Yeah, that was the whole part of the campaign. In my first campaign, Deathwatch can support almost any power level you grow. Yeah, but not every rogue trader is going to be lucky enough to get those kind of connections, though. You have to have like a party, like an actual player adventuring party. The player adventuring party that's why they have fate points. You know, they're a better family of rogue traders than a typical rogue trader family. Okay, a holy casket shell. I worked on that idea. They're anti-demon worlds. Yes, exactly. You got what I'm saying. Let's see. Let me kill some of these guys, and also we can rant a little bit more. Appreciate the being able to rant with you, Dom. Let's see here. Marks an area of Thursday on Battlefield. Oh yeah, I should probably do my YouTube thing, guys. If you haven't already, if you're watching this on YouTube and or Twitch, remember to give us a like and a follow and subscribe if you do like what you see on the channel. I do streams of Warhammer 40,000 on Sundays. I do stream 4 days a week, Sunday, Saturday, currently Thursday and Wednesday mornings. Generally doing like indies or retros or like hidden gems, something that kind of goes under the games that kind of have gotten out of the spotlight for a while, stuff like that. But yeah, follow me if you can. If you happen to have an Amazon Prime subscription, you get one free Prime subscription for any Twitch streamer. Feel free to throw it my way if you do like what you see. And yeah, check out Discord, check out social media. Same name, Mechanical Beanstalk, on any sort of social media. Let's see here. Rear. I'll just put this here for now. Why not?
I'm afraid not. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Is this a job for the serfs? That's a philosophical discussion. Okay, so 6 AP now. That's pretty good. Well, let's charge, and then we'll just do a taunt. Let's see, charge. Yes. Am I forgetting anything? Yeah.
A tactically sound approach.
Abelard the Silver Phoenix. Go, Abelard, go! Oh, I guess I could have just done Blitz. Whatever. It's like not quite enough. Abelard! I want you to taunt more people!
I will do my duty.
I can do this.
Indeed.
In here. And then do this. Okay, and he should be doing willpower check, or he is taunted by Abelard's attacks. From Terra helps a lot in that regard. Yeah, I appreciate that. I love talking Warhammer in front of people. Talk to an intellectual. I don't know if I would call myself an intellectual. I try my best, though.
It will be done.
You know, the more hot button topics that we could discuss on is like, what is canon in general in Warhammer 40,000? That's like a whole can of worms. There's that. What is it? Like, and also like what could be in Warhammer 40,000? Because one thing that a lot of people forget quite a bit is that the Warhammer 40,000, the Milky Way galaxy, it's still in the Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy is still giant, but like to say, sometimes people say that you're only gonna find like the only movers and shakers in the galaxy are gonna be the factions that are in the tabletop battle game. That's it can't be true, because it's why would you only have like 12 factions in a galaxy, right? Or something you haven't encountered something because it hasn't been encountered in the lore, or like say like if Games Workshop right now said like we have a new faction, it's another alien faction, we haven't talked about in the lore, we haven't talked about in the pen and paper game or the battle game or the novels, but they're a giant alien empire, right? So many people would just say, what the hell is that? Why have we not heard about that? It couldn't exist. Of course it could exist. Anything could exist, right? Like, it's as much as like it breaks a lot of people's brains. Like, you could have like an empire, it might not last very long, like overall, but you could have like a more streamlined classic sci-fi empire inside the galaxy, because the Imperium is full of like billions of worlds and billions of people, but it's not everywhere, and there's certain places that they can't get to because not all warp routes have been charted. So there's going to be plenty of places where the Imperium does not touch and has different human empires. It's totally feasible. So that's why this makes a really good just adventuring setting for doing RPG group. Yeah. Funny thing is that most successful holy casket use Ascendant's heart at its core, surrounded by null energy. Ascendant heart seeks out. That's why Hodd exists. Why Rakghoul exists. Why Centaur Dinos. Yes, the Imperium is the only one sector of space. Well, multiple. I mean, they have segmentums in multiple sectors, but still, even if you were to say that, like, they cover like billions of worlds, that's still nothing compared to a galaxy. Like, they don't. A lot of people, you'll encounter people like that, which I don't really. I mean, I heard this this. What was the saying someone said the other day? I heard someone say, "I don't want to yuck your yum." So, like, everyone has their own way of enjoying things. That's totally fine. But to say, like, I don't know, I just have a problem with people saying, like, that can't happen in such a kind of like a crazy setting like Warhammer 40,000, which is like, you have machines that were made in the golden age of technology that would break time in space, right? Like, they could have made... There's almost so much you can really get from that. Anyways, okay, Abelard! Stop your rogue trader from ranting. Stop your king.
Victory is imminent.
We got anything else? Babble.
Do my duty.
Cool. I think I can kill these guys pretty easily. Pascal. Okay, let's try out Pascal. His spec is probably going to be kind of bad, but I am interested in trying it out. So he's going to get initial movement from his first round of combat. He's not going to be an arch militant, but he's going to be dual wielding a sword and a shotgun. Right, so we'll see how well he actually plays. Probably not well, but we'll see. So we'll do like this, and then see how we play it. So I can do Death Whisper second weapon. So we can, since he's an assassin, he can use Death Whisper on his shotgun. So that'll be interesting. The lore is wrong because it's a misconception of not leaving the sector. Yeah, Tyrants are probably more widespread than Imperium because we wouldn't know. Yeah, we'll never really know. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if they really. I mean, if they ever delved into galaxies outside of the Milky Way, that's like it would be so far off. That's assuming that the IP would last beyond, our generation. Same with Orcs and Elder are not only stuck to Imperium segmentums. Yeah, exactly. Tower, though, they just started. Yeah, I kind of feel like I like the concept of the Tau. I would like them to find a lore reason why the Tau would expand to more, because it's like Tau is like a wedge into like classic sci-fi in this particular setting. Like they have more like cyberpunk-esque like technology. More like classic looking technology, like pulse rifles, stuff like that. But it's like story wise, they're kind of limited to what they can do with the Tau because it's only like one, not even. It's like a subsector, really, or it's like a No, they probably have like 3 subsectors worth of Empire, which is nothing. Not really. I don't know. Hopefully they'll figure out what to do with the Tau because I like the concept of having a classic sci-fi fighting gothic dark sci-fi. Navigator's Explorer is supposed to be the most overpowered class in Rogue Trader. Explorator is supposed to be the most in the Rogue Trader pen and paper. It turns out the most powerful in Rogue Trader. In the pen and paper RPG, most powerful Rogue Trader. What is they're like power levels in Rogue Trader. I'll say I love Rogue Trader, the pen and paper RPG from Fantasy Flight Games. It's not the best in terms of mechanics. Like, you can break the game pretty easily. But in terms of Explorator, I guess I can kind of see you scaling it, because you can. There's certain subclasses of the Explorator. If you're just doing like min-maxing, you can get psychic powers on Explorators, and then they can get extra armor, and they have mechadendrites. Like, extra armor would be pretty easily, and you can give them power armor, which would stack. And there is Terminator armor for humans in Rogue Trader, so yeah, I guess if you really wanted to min-max. But you can do that with a lot of other characters. Like, wounds are never going to rise really high. You can always roll badly, even if you min-max a guy, and you can just, like, fucking die, like, easily. So, I don't know. It's kind of like I don't know if I would say that they're the most powerful, but yeah, I can see them making a very powerful Explorator character. Yeah. That's a problem. They can't explore faster. Yeah, they don't have faster light. Yeah, that's how. They're efficient with their energy. They're almost perpetual energy. Yeah, AdMech do not trust Rogue Traders. I mean, I can probably, like, you could probably make the argument that you can give a Mechanicus faction, sub-faction, a war and a trade. You can make the argument on that. But, I don't know. I mean, like, a lot of these conversations between us are just going to be like, could you do something? I mean, maybe. like, maybe. Maybe this. Well, does it say it in the lore? Yeah, probably. But maybe. But, yeah. But, I mean, it can get kind of complicated, but I like it. That's why it's just like a good brainstorming lore, you know? It's like, there's so many 40k, Warhammer 40,000 philosophers out there, which I love. Freest Tech Priest in the AdMix. You can literally turn yourself into a monster with tech. Yeah, I could see that. Sanctioned monster. Yeah. I'm trying to think of, like, because you can do... Oh, no, let's see. I was about to say Psyker, but if we're just talking about only using the psychic powers from the core rulebook in Warhammer, in the Rogue Trader, pen and paper, like, you can't really... Like, a lot of the really powerful psychic powers have been taken out. I think they specifically tried to nerf the power of Psykers in Rogue Trader. But, like, in Dark Heresy, you could have... you can gear, like, melee Psykers to be pretty crazy. Yeah, if we're talking about melee Psykers... Because you can introduce, like, elements from Dark Heresy, Death Watch, and Only War into Rogue Trader. Like, they have the official rules for that. But if we're just talking about core rulebook, yeah, I can see what you're saying about it. About being... Explorators can be potentially pretty powerful. But if you're introducing, like, other mechanics into it, you can do, like, anything with, like, warp speed, hammer hand, and force weapons. And you can get different force weapons in Rogue Trader than you can in Dark Heresy, which do an additional damage and do additional damage based on your side rating, which you can pump up, and you can get... I think there's other subclasses that get you other stuff. But also, going back to what you were saying about Explorators, they also have... you can do, like what we were saying before, you can have additional like weapon stats and armor and augmetics, but you can also have the subclasses for where you can give them, like, I think 1 to 3 ranks of side rating. And then there's also, which is heresy, but whatever. And then you can also give them, what was it, the Kolokite Servo Master, so they can do. Okay, so okay. Here's. Let me try to see if I can blow your mind. You can do all that. What I was also saying, before rank 8, which is the cap. Generally, I think you can technically go beyond the cap. Technically, if you wanted to, there's ways to do it. But you can do side rating, Terminator armor, Kolokite Servo Master. I think you can do that within 8 ranks. And then Kolokite Servo Master will allow you to use your actions. It's either, you can use up to you can do 2 half actions or full action to command one of the servitors that you have linked to you and use your own mental stats and your weapon skill and ballistic skill for them. So you can do a half action for yourself, half action for your servitor, and so the servitor is any servitor. So you can buy battle servitors that have like weapon platforms on them, because you can I think there are large servitors you can do heavy weapons on them. There are heavy stubbers which you can my mind is expanding. I'm gonna break this game so much. Okay, you can do all that Curl-Kite Servo Master on all that stuff we were saying. You have a heavy battle servitor, but you can buy it. It's easy enough. If you have enough money, you can buy anything, right? So you buy it. So you have a large weapon platform creature. You take the weapons off of a gun cutter and mount it on the servitor. So you have, you can either have like a heavy plasma, or you can have it dual wielding, because it doesn't say you can't. I think so. You can do. So you can do a explorator who has, I don't know, it's like, let's see, it's like 12, no, it would be like 16 armor plus toughness, plus like strength, all that stuff, because you're buying a lot of your augmentics, which is going to give you more stats, so you can level up all your stuff that you can't buy, and then have psychic powers, and then use a half action to fire or use any sort of melee weapon that your servitors, because I think you can have up to like 3 Curl-Kite Servo stuff as you level up. You have to buy it with experience, but you can have 3, and you can take over their actions and use your own weapon skill. so you can do wait, hold on, wait, and I think you have to buy it. You have to spend more experience. This is like, you have to really know how you're power gaming it, but I think you can do a improved, there's a talent that you get more if you overwhelm a target. You get an additional to your ballistic skill and attack, right? So you can just have all your servitors surround a target and just obliterate it with power claws, force, like weapon, like heavy weapons, stuff like that, before you even get to it with your force weapons. With heavy force weapons, because you have 3 points of psi rating, so you can use force weapons. Oh, and you can also buy. Let's see, if you're going by the personal force fields, you can buy one of those. And if you're going by the original rules, not the Dark Heresy rules, but if you're going with the original rules, you can get an additional dodge that is not modified by your Terminator armor, right? So essentially, you'll be unkillable. You'll kill everything, and you'll never be able to roleplay. You'll never be able to game with any other players because they'll all hate you. Okay, so anyways, that'd be really fun. But also, you would alienate a lot of your friends. Let me try to catch up with you, Dom. Sorry, I was philosophizing with 40k a little bit. Sanctioned monster areas. Every armor is bound to doctrine. You cannot surpass the sanction unless you're a void rotator or explorator. But the class name for void acrobat. But there is stealth in this game. In this particular game, not really. The assassin in the CRPG, there's a talent that lets you do additional damage if at the beginning of the round you were out of sight for a particular individual. But that's like, I think that's a limit for like being a stealth character, really. Actually, technical experiment with legal sanctioned. Use a device that casts clean psychic spells, but are heavily monitored. You can even, if you're technically, if it's heretical, if you're outside of the Imperium and you have a very influential rogue trader backing you up, you can just say it's sanctioned. You can say anything sanctioned, really. But the minute you, so long as you have the power to back up that claim and you don't go back into the Imperium with that, that's a whole can of worms that get into. But it is pretty easy to break the CRPG or the pen and paper RPG. It's really easy too. Like I had the house rule a lot of that stuff, but I still love it. I'll always have very fond memories of it. Even MacGyver make the murder servitors herself. Yeah, like they never really. They should have. I mean, for how crazy murder servitors are, they really didn't flesh out like the mechanics of how to use them properly. But they're still fun though. As Navigator Explorator, you are allowed to inherit. You know what they should have included in the CRPG? They should have included murder servitors as a component. Like those are like classic pen and paper rogue trader is murder servitors. As a Navigator Explorator, you are allowed to invent or build without blueprints, or I believe I know. A Fantasy Flight's core rulebook. Yeah, I have it too. I have 3 copies of the rulebook. And if it comes from AdMech, yeah. Let's see here. Okay, let's try out my shotgun Pascal build. Okay, let's see. I forgot how I was going to build them. But, let's see here. We do rending shotgun. Look at that! Oh my lord! Can I do... Let's see, it's 2, right? So... Pew pew. Let's see here. It should be 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1. Okay, but still. Oh, it already blew his load. Oh, it did all 3 shots at once. Okay, interesting. Was it 2? So reload. Why not? I could still move. So I can still attack. Let's see here. I think I have this. Just Danse Macabre. Go up here. I think I can make it to him. Maybe.
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
It's probably not the best way to go now that I think about it. Can I just... Let's see if this works. Can I actually make it? I don't think I can. No, I can't. Let me just do Blitz to this guy.
Running binaric override.
Blitz to this guy. And then chop with Pascal. Actually, let's see. So, off weapon. God damn! Even the offhand weapon is crazy. Let's see here. I can do... Can you get it? Oh, no. Damn it. Hold on. So I can do... Hold on. I still have one more Danse Macabre. So I can do 2. I only have 2 AP left. Well, let's just try it out. Let's just do... Because that's... So this is like... It's like... What was it? Only does 25% of the damage. Okay, so 48. So do that. And, oh, okay, so the shotgun still knocks him down, even though it doesn't say it. That's good.
Explorers know one route forward.
Okay, could have been better. Well, I think it's he still has armor, right? Oh no, he doesn't. Oh, because I have the anti-armor thing on my weapon. Okay. Well, it's fun. I like Pascal so far with this build. Interesting. Let's see here. It comes from the AdMech. That's why shotgun deals 3 attacks. Yeah, because of the shotgun spread. It shoots 3 hits twice. Also, why the Melta not a shotgun? What you mean the reverse? Why a shotgun? Because I was just trying to build. I'm just trying a different build for Pascal. I'm trying to dual wield shotgun and melee weapon. It's a low armor pen, but the idea is everyone else is going to be penning that armor, and he's going to be able to do a bunch of damage. Tau shotgun, big shotgun, by the way. At AP3 before the derp additional tabletop. Yeah. I never really had Tau in any of my campaign. I don't think. Maybe I did. Can't remember. That's Macabre. Okay. Over here. Oh, wait! Oh, he's still alive. I forgot about that. Ah, damn it. Whatever. Let's just use a grenade. I have so many grenades. Let's finish him off. Bye. There's like 3 more left, right? Dodge. No, you can't do anything to me. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Look at that damage! Nothing! Pascal-y-poo! Get him, Pascal! Wait, there's more, right?
An exemplary strike.
What are you doing? trying to attack both Abelard, the Silver Phoenix, and Pascal. No, I say no. These guys are dead. Just shut down. Error. Unable to calculating odds of success. Tell my wife I love her. Kills her. I don't know. That's a kind of deep cut reference. Let's see here. Let's do. Kibble is outside my party for a while. Veil of Blades, Raining Blood, Accelerated Melee Attack.
Will see it done.
Just do. Exceptional damage over time effects. So damage over time effects. Effects bleeding on an ally of their choice. Do Blood Oath. Do this. And Blood Oath.
This goes
Oh, I can't do that?
against the tenets,
And then do boing.
as honor ordains.
Boing. Cool. And then do. Yes.
As the tenets demand,
And do this.
as honor ordains.
Okay. And then we do this.
Death is a blessing.
Cool. And then we do. Can I do this? No, acrobatic artistry. That's a very interesting talent. Let's see here. Belt one is one star front course with shotgun. Let's see here. I don't think I can make it with my jump. Let's just do that. Already we have the ultimate. Nice.
Trust
Blitz. Then we jump. Actually, I could just do. Hold on. I can do this.
me. I shall not fail. By the web.
And then I can do death. So we can just do death and above, like all these. I saw Kibble might be able to just kill all these guys. Hold on. Death Waltz. Go ahead and do that. Can I do?
Let the blood of the wicked be shed as thou hast willed.
Okay. Keep on killing. Always be killing. ABK. Cannot go there. Wait, I think I have 2 charges, right, of this? And I have like 3 charges of jump, so I can make it to him. 5 charges. Okay, so I can do jump.
As the tenets demand.
And then I can do jump again.
As honor ordains.
Okay. And I don't really need to do this again. But do we have bleed now? I'll do stance.
The shadows will see it done.
And Heinricky. Ricky. Let's see. Do warp speed.
I need a foothold.
And we'll buff.
I won't object to it.
Okay, and then we do.
Naturally.
1 second. Rear. This here. Actually, this should be. Both should be right over here. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, cool. Then we do. We do the thing that we want to do. We're gonna use your psychic powers on you. I don't know why I would want to do that. However, I guess I could use charge. Why not?
Let's see to it.
It's not gonna do any damage, but yeah. Okay. Wait, I can't do blitz. Game. Why? Oh, maybe. Yeah, whatever.
Everyone, step aside.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, here comes the king. Choo choo! Okay. So, king. He is the king. I'll use definitely use up some of the blitz. Blitz. Can I reach it? Yes.
I will not be deterred.
I'll kill this guy instead. So oh, actually, can I charge from here? Yeah, there we go. So that's okay. Good. And and let's see, if I need more AP, I can get I all this time I didn't know you can use the dagger for like 2 AP. I thought it was only 1. But that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Relentless Rage. Yeah, let's do that.
Rejoice in
So sacrifice your armor for more crit damage. Let's see, what can we do? There's probably more damage I can do somehow, right? Oh, hold on. Whip yourself, King. 1 AP, 2 AP. Oh, I can do more. 3 AP. Oh god, I gotta be careful. It's okay. It's a berserker thing. Wait, what? Why can't I use?
I cannot comply.
Can it be used again this turn? Wait, did I use it? Am I crazy? Did I use it? I don't think I did, but whatever. Wait, does that mean I can't? Here we go. Whatever. Let's see. I should be able to use my thing. Okay, 82. Yes.
Actions will let my fury
160.
rain
There we
down
go.
upon thee.
Here we go. Boop.
And so shall it be done.
What? How dare you?
Another step towards our ultimate
Can I make
victory.
it? Can I make it back? I don't think I can make it back. We'll see.
I will not be deterred.
I think there's only, yeah, there's only 1 left. Can I make it? Anything else I can do? Nah. That's it.
Rejoice in service.
Cassia.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Okay, then Warp Curse.
I am a navigator, not
And
a
then 2
servitor.
little beams. Should be enough.
Me.
Cool. Or more coming. It seemed like way too... Lots of fate. Okay, whatever. Cool. Got... What are they using? Elite power. Oh, soul pattern. Soul pattern means it was made in the soul system. This is made by Terra. Elite power sword. Or it was probably made in Mars. Wait, but then it would be Mars pattern, not soul pattern. Interesting. I don't know if the developers really gave that much thought, but I don't know, maybe. Soul pattern. Yeah, if it was made on Mars, it would be Mars pattern. That's interesting. See if there's more to the lore of these guys than not. Mezoa, or penetration. Let's see here. We got here. Nothing special.
We are bound by the blood of martyrs.
Actually, you know what? Maybe I should heal that fresh injury really quick.
Remember, innocence proves nothing.
Heal. Yeah, heal it really quick. And Ricky. I have plenty of grenades. Anything else? Okay, cool. Okie dokie. Let's see. Oh, holy loading screen, we beseech thee. Please do not take too much time to load. Cool.
With each
Yeah,
step,
let's go.
I forge my destiny among the stars.
Okay, Pascal. Tell me, show me your skills. Show me what this whole Amaranth business has been about. Oh, look at this. Okay. Eliminator Servitor. Let's see here. If I step Brass Whisper. Wait, I feel like I've heard that name before. Inquisition Enforcer. Let's see here. I'm assuming it's gonna just not let me really do my...
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treaties
just
on Tactica Imperialis.
step onto the stairs. I'm assuming it's gonna initiate dialogue on the stairs, probably at the top of the stairs.
Burn the heretic. Kill
Let's
the
see
mutant.
here. I'll put my...
Purge the
Oh,
unclean.
okay. Calm down, King. Calm down.
Does something trouble you, Lord Captain?
Have my spellcasters be right over there.
Do you require inquisitorial approval?
In Heinrichi, we can have them here. And then Gibala.
Dead know nothing, and neither do the ignorant.
Let's see here. I know they'll probably try to squeeze in an ambush somehow. Abelard the Silver Phoenix. Right here. Okay, so everyone move.
Blessed is von Valencia.
Color the
Trying to get some sort of formation going.
I've seen a lot.
So I know there's going to be a
innocent people.
combat.
I've
Blood is my life.
Pause. Okay, let's just
What advice
do
do you seek?
boop
Marching on.
Heresy
and boop.
grows.
I
And
guide humanity
I'm
between
watching your back.
Some cover over there.
Always.
Abelard the
Whisper
Silver Phoenix.
and be heard.
Pascal, who's over here? Eliminator Servitor. Because I can't even right click on him. Boo. It's not going to tell me its stats. The developer's just like, you're not going to get attacked. What are you talking about? Why do you need to see the stats of these guys? Sharpshooter. Okay, we got Sniper, Servitor, heavy weapons. Brass Whisper is probably going to have some weird stuff going on. Brass Whisper Disciple. Here we go. Brass Whisper. The face of the tech priest standing opposite is hidden behind a brass mask. Rather than being one piece, it is assembled from the fragments of many augmentics. You've met this man before. He is called Brass Whisper, a member of Lord Calcazar's retinue. Yeah, I do remember him, that's right. Brass Whisper. There you are, Tech Brother. Brass Whisper's voice is raspy and punctuated. His gaze is turned towards Pascal. Pascal. The salutary procedure will be performed and the identification codes verified after the priority request has been executed. Tell me, where the blessed Amaranth is. Pascal's voice clangs like steel. Brass Whisper. A cracked chuckle comes from behind the mask. You still don't understand. Is it going to turn out like Pascal actually is Amaranth? Is there anything to do with this? Spoke of a ghost without a face. Does that mean you? What's going on here? You're from Calcazar's retinue. Does he have anything to do with this? Brass Whisper. Marginally. He used to play a major part in the story. Not anymore. The meeting is held upon my own initiative. Brass Whisper surveys the Inquisition soldiers and warriors of the Omnissiah standing motionless. That said, I'm still under protection of the Lord Inquisitor and the Cognizance Fleet. Keep that in mind. The local spoke of a ghost without a face. I assume they mean you? Response. Affirmative. In order to move the Hermetico out of the procession of the damned, we had to disturb the pitiful locals. We're looking for Archmagos Amaranth, and we do want answers. Looking? How absurd. You lack the very concept of what you were looking for, layman. You expect to find a man, and Amaranth never was one. He never was one person. The Amaranth Collective was created by a group of tech priests who renounced their individuality and merged into a hive mind. Interesting. A mind that resounded algorithmically, but was guided by the principles and convictions of a righteous spirit, a superego that brought them one step closer to the Omnissiah. You're looking for Archmagos Amaranth, you say. Something clicks inside Brass Whisper's mask, and his voice becomes louder and harsher, as if coated in liquid metal. He has been by your side all this time. I knew it. And he has been by your side all this time. Pascal, this statement is false. The hypothesis is without merit. Brass Whisper interrupts him with a forceful shout. As the cycle coils in multitudinous loops, it intersects with itself. Pascal, and locks us in a cage of data vows. Pascal shudders as if struck by the motive force itself. Mechadendrites rise like steel wings from behind his shoulders. The voice from his vox speaker takes on an otherworldly profundity and power, and therefore the cycle must be discontinued. And Pascal is part of this hive mind, as you say. He was its original creator. The Amnernet Collective. This is the problem with only playing this game like once a week, is that like I remember some of this, but like I know there was a lot of story points about Pascal earlier in the game that I can't quite remember. The Amnernet Collective was designed to be a philosopher and researcher. The concepts he produced were so powerful that they almost destroyed the continent's fleet. But then he faced an unsolvable dilemma, and that was when Amaranth came apart. The 7 constituent servants of the Omnissiah hid their own memories from themselves behind false personas and were sent off to various parts of the Chronos Expanse. They went into hiding. Each had to live in solitude for many decades, accumulating observations and eventually bringing that experience to a reunited Amaranth who tackled the dilemma once more. That would be the restoration. Sorrow echoes in Pascal's inhuman voice. 211 Terran years. It was such a long time ago. Oh, he's remembering. Your companion looks overwhelmed and pensive. Did Amaranth believe he can form again? It's just risky. I mean, the king already knows the question, the number one, so the king will say, what was the dilemma that Amaranth faced? Its name was Eschatos, the secret to the right of putting a machine spirit to death. Putting a machine spirit to death. A technology, the secret to the right of putting a machine spirit to death. A technology embodying the discontinuing of the cycle. Was it meant to exist? Or was it the acme of profanity against the Omnissiah and his creation? Okay. Should machine spirits be eternal, or should they have a definite end? Like a philosophical question, and like broke the hive mind. Pascal continues Brass Whisper speech in a lofty tone. Eschatos was the perfect weapon against creations of the Omnissiah that had been corrupted by enemies, but also against his faithful servants. Its spread could bring victory to the Imperium, or it could destroy it. Eschatos could spell the end of the Adeptus Mechanicus, for it was the perfect answer to the power wielded by the cult of the machine god. Was it a blessing or a curse? Brass Whisper. There was no answer. Protraction was unacceptable, and so a way was found to shelve the issue. Nihil gives a raspy sigh. Okay. And I found the answer. Eschatos should not exist. We will correct our mistake. What in actuality is Eschatos? Eschatos. The power of the machine negation. A new spheric signal that interrupts any and all life created by the Omnissiah. A green flash runs along the crack in Pascal's respirator. The power I used to tap into unconsciously. Brass Whisper. Shared knowledge lay dormant inside the mind of every Amnerant unit. You tried to decrypt the other Hamnuan's neurocogitators, did you not? But to no avail. It was you who created the cipher that locked Amnerant's memory. Did Amrant believe he could form again? The restoration was statistically calculated on a level beyond your comprehension, layman. Billions of variables were taken into account. Countless scenarios went into the development of optimal strategies. So when I'm role-playing this character, I gotta remember that the king was from a world that was feudal, but did have a reverence for technology in like an archaic sense. So the machine spirits stuff he has a great fondness for. So I should think of my choices like that, right? Two Amaranth units meeting each other was an inevitable certainty. The matching identifiers were to be the spark that would start a chain reaction, and that was precisely what happened. A ringing bitterness enters Pascal's voice. We were motivated by the perfect stimuli: curiosity, anxiety, shame. Each part of us was hostage to the legend of a betrayal that it committed, for suffering drove us to search and strive. So I understand that the name Hanuman are all parts of Amaranth. Yes. 6 mental keynotes. Demarez was paranoia. Oh, mental keynotes. Interesting. Demence. I gotta remember all these names. After the separation, he sensed his memory was a web of lies, and that feeling drove him to the depths of madness. Tarsus with faith. I think Demence was Demence that arch heretic? I can't remember. Tarsus with faith, fiery and unyielding. 𝕽𝖊𝖊 was logic, unclouded by emotion or value judgments. Abel was her good twin, imagination. Abel. Oh, man. I'm going to have to rewatch my own streams. He did not know his past, just like the others, but he felt more than they did. He was always different. That is why he was the first to get close to restoration. One of the first. Pascal was judgment. Okay? The moderator of the cognitive process. The one who makes the decision. Pascal's voice rises to the vault of the observatorium and rumbles beneath it like thunder. And Nihil. The brass mask starts to unlock with a hissing sound. The augmentics bend back, revealing a face disfigured by burns. A woman's face with a pair of darkly radiant, vibrant eyes. Skepticism. The one who doubts. Okay. So she's part of the hive mind too. You are the maimed hunter. You tried to kill the other Hanumans. This statement is true. I was admitted into a Lord Inquisitor's retinue and authorized to study a dangerous artifact taken for Amaranth. It tried to exert some kind of influence on me, but my data vows protected me. Nihil Hanuman touches her scarred face. A short circuit awakened some of my memories. I conducted an analysis, solved the Ashkatos dilemma, and began to act. My engagements all but terminated Tarsus, but he hid under an armor of martyrdom and insanity. An attempt to intercept Pascal on Altar Templum Calixtus 17 failed because Abla had summoned him. The assassins caught up to him at Riken Minor Starport, but he was able to escape again. Another group went by after Abla, only to perish at an intellectual priest monastery. Sort of remember a lot of this. Oh my god. You dispatched Demence, who was lapsed into heresy. Okay, yeah, so Demence was part of took over my Foundry world, right? 𝕽𝖊𝖊 simply disappeared until she suddenly turned up dead on Euphrates II. I have no idea how she managed to hide from me. I was hiding. I was the whole time she was working for him. Wait, 𝕽𝖊𝖊. She was working for him. How would the king react to this? Because, I mean, if this is, he values the wisdom of the tech priests. I mean, everything has to end, right? So I guess the king would say that even technology would have to end. So he's just very neutral right now. What happens now? Decision is his to make. Nihil points to Pascal, as always. So we only have the 2 Hanumans left, right? Nihil's voice is imperiously metallic. Tech brother, I offer you the chance to yield peacefully to a fate that will please the Messiah. Do not resist your termination, and you'll pass into oblivion as my friend and fellow believer. I don't know. If Pascal says he's just like, oh yeah, I'll just die, I mean, I guess I'll just accept it. Pascal's reply sweeps Nihil's words away like a gust of wind. His optical visor turns it to a blinding blue. No, tech sister. Refraining from resistance was never our way. I'm an explorator, a reconnoiteur of knowledge. I've brought fire to 100 worlds. I've gleaned 1,000 secrets in the darkness. I am an agent of unbridled will. I will not yield to oblivion, for oblivion itself fears me. So she just wants to end the process. I mean, I mean, the secret is dangerous. I don't know. Say nothing. You wanted to awaken, me to awaken, tech sister? Here I am, holding you to account. Now's the figure lips twist, and seeds of dismay sprout in her voice. I lured you for a reason, Pascal. I wanted you to see what our followers had become. This is what deviation from dogma ends in. Breach of canon begets ignorance. Ignorance begets blasphemy. All we did was breed corruption. Schism. Remember when they came to dispose us? We resisted them and destroyed this ship. A sacred relic. An Arch Mechanicus older than our priesthood itself. Yeah, like I was saying. Like the Arch Mechanicus ships are unfathomably old. Here in this hall, we released Escantos and allowed unconscionable heresy to happen. Do you remember? Do you remember how you got your cleft jaw? Pascal looks thoughtfully as he touches the crack running across his armored respirator. A green spark runs through the deep gash left by an enemy's weapon in the metal. Nihil. It sufficed for you to merely show up in Expanse again for the schism to rear its head once more. The Constituted Fleet is already being torn apart by fractidal war. Is this what we wanted? Let us finish this. Let us discontinue the cycle. Now the words are the one who once called herself Brass Whisper sounds more like a plea. The voice that answers her is no human voice. It could belong to a giant void ship or forge world, if they could speak. You violated procedure, skepticism. You usurped the function of another. You challenged only. You do not make decisions, I do. I don't know. I mean, I guess he's arguing for the technology to continue, and she's arguing against it. I mean, is someone else just gonna find this? Like, I don't know. Pascal, both of you, we should not fight. This sector is surrounded by enemies. Enough blood has been shed on this matter. The other rasp was sigh and gives Pascal a look of despair. The decision is his to make. And I have made it. Pascal sends a mechanodrite towards Nihil and pronounces, Tech Sister, my judgment of you and your actions is one of condemnation. Tampering with procedure is unacceptable. Sabotaging the experiment is apostasy. For your betrayal, your vital functions will be terminated in the name of the Messiah of Discontinuing. A greenish pulse of energy is born inside Pascal's augmentics and darts towards Nihil like a fierce lightning bolt. I mean, the greenish energy makes me think more of like Necrons. So what has he been delving into? The green energy entangles Nihil like a net, burning her true flesh, draining the life force from her augmentics and her mechanical components. But she focuses her will and strikes back at Pascal with a pulse of her own. The rattling voice, no longer human, rages and roars like a forest fire. I refuse to acknowledge you as the Messiah. I do not believe in you. Pascal, that's your problem. You've always been too skeptical. Okay, I guess we have to fight. The King's just going to defend himself. Let blades decide this matter of philosophy.
The impure cannot escape their fate.
Okie dokie. Safe. What time is it? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We're running a little bit low on time, aren't we? Let's try to wrap this up in 20 minutes, if that's even an option. Goal is to wrap this up in 20 minutes. First off, Abelard, oh, look at all these guys. I see lots of heavy weapons. Melee. God. Lasgun. Lasgun. Meltas, probably. Thermal multi-melta. Lasgun. Sniper, lasgun, melta. So melee, I'll have Abelard rush into here. Abelard the Silver Phoenix. I can do... Yeah, there's not a lot of... There's not a lot of cover, is there? Can I do... Let's see, who is up? Nihil. So I'll have to use... We got Nihil and Brass Whisper Disciple. Okay. Alrighty, Rue. Pascal. Let's do... Let's see, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna be outside of... We're gonna be outside of cover, it just is what it is. I can't really get into cover, is what it is. Yeah. Cassia, so let's get this out of the way. Cassia, bring it down. Abelard.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay, taunt Abelard. And do who can I do? Hold on. I can do this and then charge for 2. Then I have 1 left.
Indeed.
And then just need 1 more. That's fine.
It will be done.
Catch these guys because they're gonna go next. Taunting Scream.
At
Parry.
your beck and call.
And yes. And we are going to do well, we're gonna do... Wait, what are we looking at here? Armor 10%, 20%, 40%. Nihil, what does Nihil have? 90% armor. So I'll have Pascal deal with the ads. Hand Flamer, okay. Embrace Machine, Eshantos Bonds. Breast Warriors Awakening Eshantos, empowering both herself and Pascal for 1 round. Huh. Okay, interesting. Empowering. Humility Protocol. Brass Whisper uses the power of Eshantos to jam all augmentations and mechanisms in the bodies of our enemies. Targets must pass a willpower resistance test penalty. They give 10 penalty, become stunned for 1 round. Does not affect Pascal. Okay, well, hopefully the taunt worked. So do this, and we'll do Blitz.
That is foolishness.
Yes.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay, and we'll do. Yeah. There, that should be fine. Yes.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Cool. And then like I don't really know how to use Visual Beyond Time anymore. Like I think it's more like if you're like you just want someone to like berserk into something and then come back. I guess I'll use it on the king.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
But you can't recall. You can't use Vigil a second time. Or is it called Vigil? Yeah, you can't use Vigil a second time if the guy gets knocked out. So that was like the main reason why I picked it up. Here, 1 round allies, I think you're getting plus 11 armor. Cannot be over-penetrated. Give me. Yeah, might as well. Efficiency, Doctor's Reduction. This. That's
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
cool. Nihil. Bonds. Shakespeare Absolute. Okay. Buffing, buffing, buffing. Humility Protocol. Am I stunned? He's attacking Abelard. Okay, so
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
I think that means we do have some people that are stunned. I think this means that Kibble is stunned. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. Okay, so taunt. Yes. Block. And and swipe. Actually, you know what? Let's use plus 30 armor for 2 rounds. 2 rounds. Yeah, I might as well use it.
I will do my duty. It will be done.
Okay. I'm good. Yeah, that's fine.
Grey hair, sure hand.
Cool. Oh, yeah, she is stunned. Snipe.
Worse.
Glad I actually upped his armor.
Follow my lead.
Ouch, 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 ouch. No, 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 no. Stay away. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Ouch.
There is only death.
Okay, that could have
Yours
went a little bit
or
worse
mine.
than it did. Shoo! Oh, no! Ow! Good job, King.
My faith strengthens me.
Okay. That could have went a lot worse than it did. Seemingly doubles their MP and reduces the cost of non-attack abilities by 2 until at their effect ends. Users slowed and staggered for 1 round. Gives movement points by 6. Grants true charges a slash. Yes. Actually, you know what? This might be good for the king. Use his next turn. Let's do. I'm gonna do that actually. Horn trophy. We're gonna do this. 2 charges of slash. So I can do breakthrough. Right? Slash. So we should have multiple charges of slash. Okay, so this should give me a decent amount of attacks. So we do.
Let this be a warning to all who oppose us.
I want to get into the thick of it because I want to be able to. I don't think you can use. You have to use slash. Yeah, you have to be within a 1 cell radius in order to use slash. So I can do. Wait, I could have sworn. Wait, did I do charge? When did I do charge? I don't remember. That's fine. So do this.
So shall it be done.
So we'll do. We got 2 left. Let's do a bunch of these. Let's see here.
Actions will speak louder than words.
Okay.
I
Ah,
will
boo.
suffer this.
Okay.
I will not.
Blitz. Okay, actually, hold on. I can blitz. Blitz. I can do this.
The Emperor, come. You have been judged and found wanting.
I can use another one.
Rejoice in service. Your defiance is futile.
I should be able to do. So I've used on all these guys. Can I do this on this guy?
speak louder than words. And so it shall be done.
Okay. No more? Anything else I can do? Choo. Just trying to get as many attacks out as possible.
I will not.
Pascal. Go right here. Actually, I can go here. Then do... Yes. This should be fine. Hold on. Make sure I'm doing this right. All weapons in a huge area gain additional effects. Enemy allies reduced by half. Enemy's weapons recoil is increased by half. Machine Spirit Banishment reduces incoming damage from target's attacks by 16 for 1 round. I haven't actually used Pascal in a long time. Technical Knowledge. Removes 1 exploit from each enemy in a 5-cell radius. Major Punish. Oh yeah, that's right. I can do Manipulator Push also. But it's 2 points though. Intimidation operates next non-area attack and inflicts the Intimidate effect on first attack hit by attack and all enemies 5-cell radius around that target. Killing Edge. This is attack gaining 4 points as an object attack. Attack hits, it deals an additional plus 12 damage. There's a lot of stuff here. I think I need to remember to use this. Killing. The target of this attack. Wait, what? Second weapon. Okay, I see. I sort of see. Okay. To do this. Wait, I thought I could attack this guy too. That's fine.
Advancing. Damage is negligible.
Okay. And then we do... Boop.
Running binaric override.
Then we do... Let's see, what do we got? We have 4 left. So we can do like this. 13-3, no. Targets with the rejected flesh feature suffer 30 shock damage as the target is mechanism and machine. Suffers 60 damage. Mechanism and machine is 60 damage instead.
The Omnissiah no successfully terminated.
3 more. So what is this? Cleave. Let's see. That's 2 damage. What I could do. Or I can do. Hold on. Reload. And then do. Let's see here. Do another. It should be. Yes. Okay, cool. It's fun so far, the build. Let's see here, and then we can do... Let's finish this guy off.
Request approved.
Okay. Can I do anything else? Next enemy attack. There's 1 exploit for enemy. Just do a lot of exploits on this guy. And I could blitz or move if I wanted to. Let's do, actually, yeah. Let's do blitz over here. Get, get in melee of this multi-multi guy. Cool. Who is after this guy? Vanguard, Servitor, where is he? All the way over there. Oh, he has melee. This guy should be stunned. Okay. Okay, first off, we'll do buff up the king.
I won't object to it. Let's see to it.
What was this again? until the end of combat, the Archmeld can make one additional attack each turn, and use, including one used on the attack. This I wrote there. The first it says. So does that count as the spells? I'm assuming it does. Let's wait. We'll leave the ultimate for the king.
But of course, Lord Captain.
What we got here? We've got 5 left. So we can do curse. Enfeeble. Penalty. Increase the damage. Anything else I can do? Well, first off, let's move. Let's do... Yes.
Get me a target.
Okay, and we can do... Blitz. Healing. Do a little bit of that. Do some bio. What's it? Okay. Bio. What's this indeed? Don't want anything else. Heal. 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 Do I need any healing? Everyone needs a little bit of healing. Let's do that. And that should be it. That's fine. Use up the grenades.
Naturally.
What you got for me? Lumber, lumber, lumber. What do you think you're doing? Do you know who you're attacking? His name is King. King, baby! Look at this! His actual name. He's born with a name. Came out of his mother's womb. Named King 𝕽𝖌𝖚 𝕿𝖗. So Nihil's stunned as well? Okay, almost at max stuff here. Reveal the lights. Let's just do... Did I curse this guy? I don't think I did. Curse.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
A couple of them.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's take out the boss. I don't want him buffing anyone. What you doing? Yeah, this is very like Necron tech, man. I don't know. What is he doing? Oh, he... What the... Healed himself up. Bleeding... Eschatos' bonds. Breastwisher draws the power of Eschatos. She gains plus 10 intelligence and plus 50% damage. Stacks up to 3 times. Okay. Pescal also gains plus 10 critical hit chance against her on his own next successful attack. Okay. I feel like I'm not going to be able to get finish this combat in a decent amount of time. Destroyer, taunting scream. Okay, well, interesting. 3 points left. Got to make sure that we do...
Me?
Yes.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
We'll do kill zone.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Okay, and what else? What else? What else? What else? 2 more. Might as well do... King, I guess?
If only
Wait, I can't do
that
King?
were possible. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay, 1 more. Choo choo choo.
If I may.
Choo 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 choo. Okay, yeah, he is stunned. So we're doing okay in combat. Abelard, what are you doing? What are you doing, Abby Babby? So do like this. Okay, I have not used charge. Just letting you guys know.
Victory is imminent.
Taunting Scream. Then we charge back. Which I don't need to, but... What's this?
It will be done.
And
Indeed.
more hit points. And choppy chop chop.
At your beck and call.
And that should be fine. Okay, cool. Should I try to finish off Nile? You know what? Actually, maybe I should. I'll do her. I'll try to finish off the NPCs, and I'll have the king go back and just bust down the boss. Maybe I'll just. Maybe I can just focus on the boss. I mean, no reason I can't, right? Anyways, I don't know. We'll see. When it kills by it has the same properties created for rainbow. Cool. Let's do.
I bring mercy and retribution.
Okay, and then we'll do this.
Caught by the web.
Now let's get the boss down.
I shall not fail. An offering of blood.
Splatter some blood on you. Make you all bloody.
Trust me.
Pain resonance. Yes. Wait. I think he is under multiple damage over time effects. Yeah, he is. There is under any damage over time effects, so immediately suffer it through instead of the damage of the effects. All enemies suffering damage over time effects, so if you're around the issue, immediately suffering extra inches. Also press. Yeah. Cool. We got that. This. We got. I mean, I could just. Who's going next? The sniper. I could just do. Probably finish her off right now. You know, why not? Fudge it. Actually, no. I'm gonna keep the king. I'll save my ultimate for the king. Yes.
As honor ordained.
There we go. I feel like I could just finish him off though. So close. Seems like a waste though. Like it's just gonna kill Niall, who's stunned anyways, right?
Quick!
Okay, who are you gonna snipe? Okay, you're gonna snipe your own guy. That's fine. So wonderful. I love this game. Okay, here we go. So we can just do. Oh, I don't have Blitz up. That's right. Do this. Just kill him really quick, right?
I am the chosen weapon that will crush the heathens.
Okay. And I'll charge back.
Your corrupt way has failed you.
Okay. Yes. So go over here.
And so shall it be done.
We got here. We have 4 points left. We do. Boop. And boop.
Rejoice in service.
And boop.
Actions will speak
And
louder
that should
than
be
words.
one more.
You have been judged and
Yep.
found wanting.
Then another one.
And so it shall be another step towards
Okay.
our
And then we
ultimate
use ultimate.
victory.
Get everything
Power
back.
resides in the will of the
Plus a little bit
righteous.
more. Because we can do. We can keep. How much time can we do this? Because it says unlimited attacks, right? So let's say. Let's do this. Hold on.
The
That.
Emperor commands.
And then we'll just do the
And
one.
so shall it be done.
One whipping. Okay, so that's 7.
I will not be deterred.
Okay, 8 AP.
Rejoice in service.
9 AP. Okay, so 9 AP. So you can do it. Okay, got it. Get it, Gouda. Okay, so anything else? Let's see. Where's his... Does he have a mark on him?
Your end is nigh. The Emperor commands.
Okay. We got 2 left. Oh, King.
May the divine
You're such a sexy
will be
bastard.
done. Your defiance is futile. Actions whilst your corrupt way has failed you.
Okay, speaking of breaking the game.
And so shall it be done. Another step
that it?
towards
Oh, wait, there's
our
another one.
ultimate victory.
Oh. Where's the other guy? Oh, hell, he's so far away. Hold on, 4 points. Can you actually make it back? I think I might be able to make it back. Hold on. Let's see.
Rejoice
Let's see if I can actually kill them
in
both.
service.
I think I might be. Yeah, 39 movement. 39 movement. What can I do? Overkill. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I don't need that.
And so shall it be. Your corrupt way
Here we go.
has failed.
It's nothing to the king. Nothing. You guys are nothing. Nothing. You don't seem to understand.
Actions will speak louder than words.
Oh, God. Boop. I said boop.
Another step
There you go.
Towards our ultimate victory.
I'll not let you win. I'll destroy the ship. I'll... I'll stop. Thou shalt not create a schism. Thou shalt not suffer a heretic. Well, Niall did what she thought was right. I don't know. Like a hand of a deity, the mechadendrite extends over Niall, lying convulsing on the deck. I did not want this, tech sister, but the procedure must be completed. Farewell. His claw carefully removes a mangled, soot-covered neural cogitator from Brass Whisper's head. The tech priest shudders, and peace descends upon her disfigured face. Take a closer look at Pascal. The king has been quiet all this time, for the most part. The tech priest looks the same as before, yet different. His morbid aura of martyrdom has given way to a calm and powerful halo of purposefulness. His mechadendrites move with the grace of an inscrutable dance. The scars left by loss and doubt have turned into dark threads on a radiant body, confident in his next step. And his voice, a voice born in nuclear font of a star and hardened in the cold of interplanetary void. King wouldn't bow to him. I grieve for the loss of your tech sister, Pascal. Yes, indeed, Pascal says. The tech priest's inscrutable gaze is fixed upon the body once inhabited by Pascal's shared mind. The voice from this vox is like the tolling of bells summoning a host of angels. I declare the period of ignorance over, and resume execution of the general algorithm. Integrity has been rehabilitated to a satisfying degree. Memory access has been restored. I remember everything. Pascal turns to you and gives you a look brimming of quiet elation. Do you consider yourself Amaret? That statement is true. Pascal's stock phrase sounds more complex and more human than before. I carry within me his memory and his logical foundation. I am us. I am Amaranth. Thank you for the path we have walked. As Pascal bows, his thin shoulders seem to take an eternity to descend from the heights that his mind has soared to. And I am sorry about what happened to Theodora. You knew Theodora? We were allies, yes. She entrusted me with studying a trophy she had obtained. The voice from the Vox grows quiet and hoarse, as though coming from a distant past. We, Amaranth, discovered the basic ways of communicating with it. We developed weapons-grade strain of tech blight for her. Ugh. It terrified me. So I developed an antidote, the Skatos, the concept for the ultimate interruption of machine life. But that's a shutdown. Maybe a temporary shutdown? I'm still not entirely clear. Because I guess I kind of get I can wrap my head about what's going on. I think I forgot a lot about what his storyline was over the last few weeks. This is why every one of our shards was located so close to you in the Von Valencia's domain. We're counting on her finding us and extending us her aid and protection. What is next for you? A judgment must be passed. Should the secret of Ashantos exist or be shunned as a false path? I mean, your comrades seem to think it shouldn't. Should I exist? That is we, Amarnet. I mean, I don't know if I'm, or the king, are able to give that answer. Amaret was Unit 6 basically all feudal and dead now. How does Amaret still exist? Shark for life. Hey, what's going on? Excuse me, king. Could you bring 4 bear pelts? I'll give you 10 XP and 11 copper. I know, really. It's like I have enough wealth to buy like planets. I'm still doing fetch quests with people. You know what I really loved, guys? I don't know if you guys have ever played that one quest. It's in the Baldur's Gate 2 expansion, right? Where you're like super high level compared to everyone else. You're like gods among men, demigods, right? And you find a group of low-level adventurers who are turned to stone, and it's not like required to save them. You can choose to like break this curse on them, turn to flesh and blood, and essentially like there's a quest that you wanted to do, but it's a fetch quest, and you essentially like give it to them, and you award them like, what was it, like 20 copper in order to do it, and like you get all the rewards for doing the quest, but you don't have to go through the headache of doing it. It's pretty funny. So that should be an option at Rogue Trader. Like eventually you just become like too powerful to really do anything. I guess that kind of goes against what I was saying earlier about, why would you want to adventure if you have like all the wealth in the universe? Amaret was a Unit 6 tech priest, all but few of them are dead now. How does Amaret still exist? What judgment are you leaning towards? What destruction of Shantos mean for you? We need Amaret and the power he wields. It's true. You're Shantos, but we also need Pascal. Your secret reeks of heresy. Do the right thing and destroy it. Only you can make this decision. What judgment are you leaning towards? Pascal casts a sorrowful gaze at 𝕽𝖌𝖊's body. His voice is full of wisdom and weariness. We've seen many things over the decades. We have seen true corruption. The distortion of the Omnissiah's design. Kiava Gamma, Euphrates II, the planets of Xenos passed into oblivion. Our own crimes. The darkness grows. There must be a fire to burn it all away. The grace of the dance of the Mechadendrites takes on a more energetic, wider pattern. I'm leaning towards the idea that Xantos is necessary, that Amarant is necessary. The cycle must be discontinued. Interesting. Delegation 100. Yeah, exactly. What will the destruction of Xantos mean for you? Amaret was a union of 6 tech priests. All but a few of them are dead now. Does Amaret truly still exist? Everything Amaret was at the moment of his disconnection is now awoken in my mind. We're at the point where we stopped, but Amaret Collective was envisioned as a dynamic structure. We need new minds. What are you trying to say? The collective can be replenished with worthy minds from among those above the Hermetico. I mean, is there anyone worthy in the Hermetico? They're all tribals now. Sincerity is present in their motives and their faith. They're intuitively capable of comprehending the notion of discontinuing the cycle. Our collective memory can compensate for the lack of knowledge and memory of the rites. Restoration is possible. Pascal, or what used to be known as Pascal, makes a sacred gesture, and green sparks run down his back. Again with the green sparks, man. You make me think this is more than just human technology. But the judgment must be passed first. What would the destruction... Just hypothetically, what would the destruction of Ashantos mean for you? Shower of sparks burst from the power unit on Pascal's shoulders, burning holes in his scarlet hood. An act of self-sacrifice. I'll destroy the data concerning this technology and the methods of reproducing it. I will burn it out of my neural circuits. Along with everything that led to its creation. Eminent will be no more. Only a damaged and incomplete shard of him will remain. Pascal Hamanan. I don't know. So my understanding from what I got from this quest line is that it does shut down technology in such a profound way that it's considered heresy by some factions. And it can be but it's like, we can tell him not to do it, but it's like, does that mean that the technology will never come back into existence? I'm just saying, I mean, he is my tech use guy. I know that the king is under the impression that everything ends, including technology. Only the emperor is eternal. Only you can make the decision. Pascal throws back his head, and the power brimming in his voice rushes forth like a flood. The tech priest's booming voice is heard throughout the ship, echoed by every Vox speaker on every deck. I peered into the vortex of time and saw dark omens. I saw my tech comrades and I were trapped in the cycle, spiraling towards nothingness. I saw inevitable doom at the end of that trajectory, and I rebelled against it. In accordance with the machine god's commandment, I've crafted a tool with which to implement my design. In accordance with his commandment, I have developed a plan and analyzed it. Now I shall act. By my power as an Archmagos, I hereby effect a restoration and revive the Amaranth Collective. The servants of the Messiah need a Messiah who will discontinue their cycle, and I will be that Messiah. I am him. Pretty prideful. Okay. This ends the campaign immediately. All technology destroy! Be gone! Life support! Turn yourself off! Ships, turn yourself off! Let's see here. The Actian tribesfolk, the ignorant fosterlings of the Omnisci, slipped in the observatorium like silent shadows. Led by an intuitive grasp of the significance of the moment, they automatically gather in a circle, heeding Pascal's summons, or perhaps, at this point, someone else's. I mean, another thing we can say is that his technology potentially could... So it does shut down machine spirits too, right? So it could... But if we need to shut down Novus, or whatever that machine spirit / AI is, he would have the tool to do it. Hey, what's going on, Katie? What's going on? Hey, Ace, what's going on? I think I'm probably going to be ending the stream in the next like 15 minutes or so. Katie, do you want to... are you going to be doing... are you going to be streaming? Do you want me to raid you? Let me know. And dialogue. Hold on one second. You're the echoes of other voices in Pascal's, a touch of Dementis' anxiety, of Tarsus' zeal, of Axomanthia's pensiveness. They all fuse into a new voice, full of wisdom and confidence and prerogative to lead. The voice of Archmagus Amaranth, and this voice takes hold of your lips, of the lips of your companions' new brothers and sisters. The tech priest turns his gaze towards you and says with gravitas, "Let the cycle be discontinued." It looks very Necrony. I don't know. Okay. Oh, wait. Is that it? What's this? Blood Blast. Okay. What's going on? Is that it? Saving? Well, first off, before seeing if like society has collapsed, let's loot. What we got here? Hand Flamer. Ooh, 27 through 40 Hand Flamer. Not bad. Flamer Shot Spray. Okay. What we got? Mars Pattern Omniscient Axe. Two-handed. I think it's still like Pascal's 55 armor penetration. And bleeding. Sweep. Okay. We've got accessories. Vid Capture Relay. Whenever the wearer's allies under your effects of joint analysis ability hits a target with an exploit, the wearer gains +5 perception. Okay. Great, I guess. Overcharge Gloves. Whenever a wearer uses Overcharge on a plasma weapon, that attack ignores enemies' deflection. This is all like specifically like Pascal gear. And deals 22% additional damage based on... Based on what? Based on intelligence and ballistic. Okay. Interesting. Oh, look at that. Enhanced Data Tether Mask. When the wearer uses Machine Spirit Communion, their intelligence is increased by 5 for each affected target until the end of combat. I think I might put that on Pascal. You need... Yeah, it can only be equipped by Reject the Flesh. Volt gas field emitter. The wearer suffers 22% less impact and energy damage. Okay. When a wearer suffers impact or energy damage, the attacking enemy suffers 11 power damage. That's good. Impact. So impact would not be slashing. I mean, that might be good to give to 𝕽𝖊𝖊, but collect. But let me see here. Date from newest to oldest. So let's see. What does 𝕽𝖊𝖊 have? 𝕽𝖊𝖊 has, when a wearer uses Endure, they immediately remove one of the following effects on them. I don't really need that per se. 60%. What is it based off of? It's based off of intelligence. So whatever suffers impact the energy damage. Yeah, I'll give it to 𝕽𝖊𝖊. Why not? Let's see how he looks. This looks kind of cool. Plus, like, I don't necessarily want to purge burning if I have my psychic baby in my party. Okay, my rent. Let's see here. Machine spirit. How does he look? Oh, he doesn't. It doesn't make any difference. Oh, his cave is. Oh, his cave is bugging out. Okay. Let's see what else we had. Plasma weapon. He's not using plasma currently. Yes. Wait, what does he? What does he have? Hold on. Where's the vision? It's fine. Whatever. I don't usually use Pascal in my group anyways. Although he was kind of fun to use. So wait, are we not going to talk about what just happened? Okay. I can't even talk to anyone? So we're just going to we're going to slow walk out of the building?
Let us walk this path.
Okay, sure. Yes. Hold on, I think
I do what I must.
my sound went out really quick. Hold on a second. There we go. Collect all trash.
I'll guide your vessel and lead you on your way.
We shall reclaim
I guess we're just
what is
gonna...
rightfully
Oh look, a little
ours.
regicide board. That's so cool. They were playing checkers. Or 40k checkers. Or 40k chess, really. Nice. The tech priests really know how to live it up. Drinking. Just drinking and playing chess. Ratobi pattern. I feel like I want to look up some of the patterns. Trash. I really need to end the stream. Okay, I guess we're just walking out.
The divine watches over us.
Okay, cutscene. Yeah, this is a cutscene where they have a little shrine to Pascal. Glorious red god, we beseech thee. Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, well, that's it for now. So we did Pascal's quest. We can do Ulfar's quest next time and Argenta's quest. So we still have a lot to do. Still not quite sure like where the gene stealers are, but we'll figure it out. We still have plenty of like Rogue Trader left, I'm assuming. Anywho. Let's see. There you are. There you are! I know you! You're me, the image I see in the mirror every single day. Anyways, hi guys, and bye guys. So that's it. Let me check to see if Katie's actually streaming. I think she streamed last night, so she's probably not streaming right now. But actually, check out Katie XX Kaboom over on Twitch. She's a personal friend of mine, longtime personal friend. And she's a really cool person. She's a really cool streamer. I want to check to see if she's on. I'll try to raid Discord over there. I'm not sure. My Discord numbers are not displaying at the moment, but... Or not Discord. Twitch numbers displaying at the moment, but... Or not Discord. See, I don't think she's probably... Come on, where are you? Anyways, while I'm doing this, thank you guys. No, she's not. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate that. Be sure, if you do like the content, be sure to like and follow and subscribe on YouTube and Twitch. That would be amazing. Ring the bell so you actually know when I'm going live. I try to put out my schedule for every week on Sundays at the beginning of the week, so I'll try to do that today during my lunch break. And what else can I say? Yeah, like and follow, subscribe if you can. That'd be great. It would really help me out. Check our Discord if you haven't already, and check me out on social media. I'll try to post my schedule on those social media as well. But you guys are amazing, beautiful people who deserve all the love in the world. If you have any questions about the 40K setting, feel free to DM me. Let me know. Send me over on Discord. I always like talking about that stuff, as you know, because I spent a bajillion years talking about it on stream. But yeah, I'll talk to you later, guys. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you sooner rather than later. Bye-bye.